This is Life, Liberty, Happiness with Brian Schley and Trent Warner. Streaming live each week on Media Squatch Plus and available on demand in the app or wherever you get your podcasts. Real talk, real freedom.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Life, Liberty, Happiness. I'm your host, Brian Schley. We are live in the David Hallnaker State Farm Studios here in beautiful Bedford, Virginia. We have a terrific show today, along with my partner, Mr. Trent Warner.
Howdy.
And Emma back there pushing buttons.
Hello.
How's your new equipment, Emma?
Great.
Started a little late.
It did not. My clock literally said 5. Literally said 5. And I can see your clock from here, so.
All right. Well, we got a terrific show today. So if you can, if you're listening to us live, go ahead, log on to YouTube.
Yep.
Click on the search and go to @LLH_podcast. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah. Bring a friend.
This is our guinea pig episode with our new equipment.
It's not a guinea
Just putting that out there.
Okay.
Well, it might look different next week than it does.
All right, so you got to be perfect
So-
because we have a terrific guest coming up a little bit later on the show. Our guest today is Vince Everett Ellison. He is a terrific human being. He's in our studio here. He does a podcast here. Mm-hmm. So we'll bring him up a little later on and can't wait to get that interview. Those of you who have not heard of him, shame on you. And second of all, if you ever have, you know the excitement we're about to ready to have here in a few minutes.
My palms are actually sweating.
It's going to be fun, I'm telling you. So anyway, we'll get quickly to backwards and forwards. All right, this weekend camping
Yeah.
up in near Harrisonburg, not near, well, Stanton.
And you sent
Closer.
some beautiful pictures.
Man, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And for once, we finally got there, got relaxed, enjoyed, got everything set up and enjoyed it. I took my mom and my stepfather. And we're in that stage that I'm really going to have to figure some things out. He's past that, in that dementia stage where I don't know how to have the awkward conversation with my mom of, I think it's time, you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm right there. So
that's not good.
I could see it taking a toll on her.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to have that conversation, but I'm going to have it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that. But that was my weekend. And how was yours?
Man, it was awesome. So this week, the weather that we've had over the last couple of weeks has been just, as your word, phenomenal. And there are certain songs that come out and you realize why they're written. Mm-hmm. So there's Purple Mountain's Majesty, which we've had at the Blue Ridge this week. Yeah. I mean, with that orange background behind it, it is purple. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, down in Raleigh, Marty's parents own a couple hundred acres, and we went hunting, and I took her son out, her youngest son out. Remember last year he got the albino buck, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, hey, and his first deer, I was like, hey, we're going out. Let's see what kind of luck we have. Well, we didn't have any luck, but he's got soybeans, mm-hmm. and they are dried up, right?
Right.
So it looks like wheat when you look out there. And man, that morning blue sky, mm-hmm. it was amber waves of grain. Oh my gosh, I got chills just looking out there. It was so beautiful.
That's awesome.
It was worth the trip, just all of that. Never saw anything, but man, it was just great being out there.
Yeah, sometimes that's the best part of hunting, right?
Oh, yes.
Just going out. I told you, man, I'm telling you, there's certain videos on TikTok that just crack me up. And that one of the guy in the woods, it's before daylight.
Oh, yeah.
And he's singing Jesus Loves Me. This I know because
it's just dark.
You don't know. You feel like everything is watching you and you're walking through the woods and then a deer jumps up and your soul just leaves your body. You're scared to death. There's so many little things about hunting that are just amazing.
Yeah,
but
we had
Emma,
a good time.
Did you get to anything this weekend? Just work?
Babysitting dogs?
Yes, I dog sat all weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, guess what?
Do I get to watch Scoots?
No.
No. What
Later on,
Mount
Rushmore is dog breeds.
I thought he was going to finally let me
So then you get to really know the kind of man Trent is with his dog breeds.
Oh, yeah, he didn't put his on here.
We're going to learn
Yours
a lot.
cracked me up.
Why?
Because.
Mine's a wide range.
Yeah, but.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But it's like dog breeds and dogs that you've had, right? There's an influence
your
there,
favorite?
right?
Yeah.
So some of yours are dogs that you've had.
Sure.
And then some are that you wish you would have.
I think it's my favorite.
A Mastiff? Shh, I just looked down at your
Let's not
list.
get to
Don't
the
give a
show.
preview.
Oh, I'm sorry.
6 cents.
I'm actually so excited about this. You just ruined it.
All right, moving on. This
Yeah.
day in history.
This day in history.
All right, in 1962,
Yeah.
the Cuban Missile Crisis, if you remember that. Here's what's crazy about that when I read about it. So the U.S., I guess, found out about the missiles on October 14th, but JFK didn't address the nation until the 22nd, which is today.
Oh,
So I'm sure a lot of things go on between those days, but do you remember? I mean, like
I remember watching in elementary school like videos and movies about it.
Okay.
About how intense it was when they did the Armada, where they did the blockade.
Yeah.
To keep any Russian ships from getting to Cuba.
See, obviously I wasn't around, but I probably in my 20s when I started really focusing on history, that's when I was like, man, that was a serious moment in history.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the whole Cuba connection and you know what I'm saying? Like
There's a story along that time that I think there was a Soviet submarine in the Gulf of Mexico that we didn't know about.
okay.
And that guy lost communication. He thought they lost communication because the wars had started.
Gotcha.
And so he was supposed to launch
Right.
in that case.
Okay.
But they went up to surface and found that they just didn't have communication. That's how close we came to
Holy cow.
getting into some dangerous times.
All right. What do you have for this day in history?
2011,
Uh-oh.
Gaddafi was captured.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Momar.
Yeah.
Was it Momar or no? It's not Nomar.
Mo-
That's
Mo-
Garcia Parr.
Muammar.
Muammar
Muammar.
Gaddafi. That was he had a weird sort of reign, right? He messed around with Reagan and found out,
Yeah.
and then he caught like that's what I mean, like leaders like that. Then after that, it was kind of didn't hear from him for a while, right?
And Hillary got involved.
And then who knows what happens after that?
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's the history
all right.
this week.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
moving on, we are going to bring on our special guest this week. Today's guest is Vince Everett Ellison. Welcome to the program.
I am so happy to be with you two handsome gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me.
First of all, people have video, so they know that's not the truth.
He did improve the screen by coming
Yes.
on. Yeah.
But for those who don't know, you do your podcast at the same
Yes, I
studio.
do, man. It's great here. I mean, it's just it's a family affair. It's a beautiful place. It's just the black. And I heard you talking about the Blue Ridge Mountains up here.
Yeah.
It's magical.
Yeah.
Everybody that comes here, they look at it and they're amazed. I remember when I was on Tucker Carlson. Tucker asked me where did I live. I told him I live in Amherst County, Virginia. And he said, I know that place. I said, how do you know Amherst County, Tucker? He said, my daughter goes to UVA. And every time I come to visit her, I go trout fishing there. He said, it's the most beautiful place in the world.
Yeah.
It is
He said, why do you leave, Vince? I said, I don't leave until you call me, Tucker. So I'd be home right now if it wasn't. I said, yeah, man, I came down. I saw it. They're going to bury me there. It's just the most beautiful place in the world up there in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Lynchburg, Virginia, Roanoke. That area is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And he's up in Maine, right? You went up
Yeah,
to
Tucker's up in Maine. When I went to see him the first time, we were down in Boca. So, Tucker's blue blood. He got a lot of money, right? So he's got a winter house in Boca and a summer house in Maine. So I said, man, you got it made, dude. So at that time, I was down in Boca, but I've been on his show in person twice, and I've been on the show many times, podcasting and whatnot. So, but he's an excellent young man. He's an excellent gentleman. I really enjoy him.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've probably seen on X probably 80% of his interviews, which are fantastic because I love their long form.
Yeah.
And there is no holding back.
Yeah.
He's so talented at letting the person speak. You're the first person you're the only person that I have seen in his interviews where he's had to take a break to go use the bathroom.
That is the truth.
He literally got up to go use the bathroom. I've never seen that before.
I was there. I came in that night. We did the thing that morning, and we were just talking. Me and Tucker was cutting food. Y'all saw it, and I'm thinking they were going to cut it up, because I was there talking for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And when I got in the cab to go to the airport, the lady said, "Well, they must have liked you because I've been out here waiting. Usually they're out in an hour and a half, but I've been waiting for you." I said, So they called me the next week and said, hey, the interview's coming out today. So I turned it on and I saw 2 hours and 57 minutes. I said, oh no, this is gonna be a train wreck. Nobody wants to listen to me for 3 hours.
It was riveting.
And so I was so concerned that, oh man. So anyway, I did not watch it until 11 o'clock that night. It's a true story. So I said, let me see the damage. You know, everybody's calling me and saying it was great, but you know, people are gonna say that, right?
Yeah.
So I said, oh, let me watch this thing. It's about 11 o'clock that night. Tucker calls me. And I look at my phone. I said, "This Tucker." And I picked, "Hey, Tucker, what's going on?" He said, "Hey, Vince." He said, "Look, man, me and my staff are here together, and we just decided to call you and tell you this." He said, "I've done interviews with people all over the world." He said, "And we agreed that this was one of my top 3 interviews of all time."
Wow.
And I was just blown away. And his staff said, "Forget Tucker. It was his best interview of all time." And I watched it. And the thing that really intrigued me was the stories I was telling and my life was just the American life.
Yes.
And many people had just not heard it in so long.
Yeah.
They had been brought up in the minutia. You know, like we were talking about white privilege, right? And we talking about all of us grew up poor. Yeah. And you know, it's no white privilege or black privilege. It's just go out there and you got to earn it.
That's right.
And when you tell people these stories that I grew up in the South, and no, I didn't have to run from the Klan, and no, my white neighbors didn't hate me, and no, me and my white friends got along at school, and it was an idyllic upbringing. Tucker said, "What?"
Yeah.
I said, "I'm just telling you, Tucker. It wasn't what people say."
Yeah.
I loved growing up in the South around my neighbors. I didn't have any problems with anybody. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
And he said, "Vince, you're educating a lot of people." I said, "I'm just telling you about my life." And it was great growing up in Brownsville, Tennessee.
Well, see, it's one of those things. Like I used to watch all the presidential debates, and I like the not necessarily I like when they're running for president, when it's the Republicans and the Democrats when they're running the primaries.
Yes,
primary
primaries.
debates.
Yes.
Especially when you've got 10 or 12 of them up there. Like that's when you get to kind of see the real person come out.
Yeah.
Because later on they're more polished in the presidential debate and most of that stuff. But it wasn't until, to be honest with you, for me, you kind of look at the candidates, you hear their answers. But when Herman Cain was running, he started, you kind of got to know who the person was and how he grew up and where he came from. And that's when I started researching the candidate more than just listening to him, right? Of course, the smartphone came along and you could Google this stuff. But when I heard Herman Cain's story, that's what attracted me to him more so than his policies at the time, was I understood more about him. And so that's why today I want to know more about you and your upbringing, because that's the stuff where you kind of get to really know the person.
Yes.
Like, to this day, who was Barack Obama? Where did he come from?
All his life.
I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
How could you become president and us not know? Like Trump, we know pretty much, everything about him, or any candidate.
Well, Vince, I knew who you were, and I've been doing this show with Brian. He's been doing this for 5 years. I've been with maybe 4, a little less than 4. And I'm walking into the doorway, and you walk out, and it took me 3 steps in here to realize that's Vince. I had no idea you were in Lynchburg. I had no idea that.
That's where I live.
And
yeah.
I seen you nationally and I followed you along, and I was like, wow. So when Brian told me you were coming on, I mean, I got chills. I was like, this is awesome. Can't wait to find out more about you.
Well, it is my pleasure to be around here with my neighbors and with my friends, and the people here are just so nice. And I explain to people, it's the area, but it's also the people here. I mean, I understand the people. Yeah. I tell them I live in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. The men up here are men. I ain't got to worry about guys walking around in high heel shoes and pink panties around in this area. Okay,
That's right.
These guys are going to judge you by your manhood. They don't care anything about your race. They don't care anything about your nationality. They're going to judge you by your manhood. And if you're a man and you keep your word and you're a good man, you're fine.
Yeah.
But if you're up here complaining and begging and you're a liar and you're a buffoon, they're not going to have any time for you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I understand men like this. I understand people like this. It's the people up in New York City and Boston that would drive me crazy, because you don't know what the hell's going on up there,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And growing up in Brownsville, it was that binary way of living life. Man, I was born on a cotton plantation, Haywood County, Tennessee. My dad was a sharecropper. The only thing that kept me being born at the lowest rung of society was the fact that I had a father. But it wasn't strange because most of the people in the Mississippi Delta at that time were poor. I mean, the white people were poor, the black people were poor, and this is what it was. But my father brought us out of poverty by working in the insurance industry. My upbringing was interesting because you just had people, and you had rich white folks, poor white folks, black people that did well, black people that didn't do well. So the color thing wasn't the issue. The richest man that lived in my county was a black man. His name was Al Rawls. Everybody knew Al Rawls. He owned a funeral home, and he owned an insurance company. And Al Ross was so rich that he would have giveaways every Christmas, just giving away washing machines and refrigerators and money. And they called it Al Ross's turnout. He just give stuff away. He was very wealthy. Well, my father needed a job, and he got a job working for Al Ross's insurance company, collecting money. Back in those days, poor whites and poor blacks did not have checking accounts.
That's right.
So you had to go pick up the money on the insurance route. They called it a debit route. And they gave my father this big old book with the names of the people he had to go pick up money from. And so monthly he would go by their house, knock on the door, insurance man. They'd give him whatever it was, $2, $3 for the premium. He'd give him a receipt, write them down in the book, and turn all the money into Mr. Ross at the end of the week. From there, my father learned the insurance business. So he learned to sell insurance. He'd opened up his own insurance agency after that, and he started making money. Okay. And that's how he brought us out of poverty.
Wow.
Dad started, and he bought us out. We got our first home in 1972. He bought it. FHA home, carport, central air. Man, we thought we'd moved into the Taj Mahal. He lives in that home still today, 50 years later.
Are you
kidding?
Paid it off. He's still there. Won't move. And man, you know what? With all the nice houses we got, if you try to take that house from me and my brothers and sisters, you're going to have a war.
Yeah.
That's the one. We love going home. We love going to that house. We have nothing but fond memories there. So my dad has always loved gospel music. He used to sing in quartets, when he was younger. So he was so thankful that it was 8 of us. So we were like the Partridge Family. He decided to get a gospel singing group. He taught us to play the instruments and sing 3-part harmony. We went around the South playing gospel music. Man, we got 3 albums and 45s. If you want to look up the Ellison family, we're on YouTube.
Great.
We're on there. So for years, we went around singing gospel music. And I went to the University of Memphis. It was Memphis State at the time. Played football there. After college, I started working in a prison in South Carolina. I thought we had overcome.
Right.
Memphis wasn't the Memphis that it is now.
Oh, great. Yeah.
It just wasn't that. The crime and the murder, it just wasn't that. Mm-hmm. So I was under the influence that we had all overcome. The civil rights movement had done what it was supposed to do. Everybody was happy. Then when I started working in that prison, it was in the 90s during the Clinton-Biden crime bill, and they were locking up all these black men. And before 1990, South Carolina had 3 prisons in it. But after 1990, it had over 35 prisons.
Good Lord.
That Biden-Clinton crime bill, it was like a $40 billion crime bill, if you can remember. 100,000 police officers, and prisons. That's what it built. And I was looking at these young black boys going to jail, and they were all about my age. I was about 27, 28 years old at that time. And I'm asking the question, why are all these young black men going to prison? What's going on here? And of course, the black intelligentsia told me, evil, rich, white Republicans hate black people.
Yeah.
I was very naive. I'm like, oh, really? Well, I resigned my post, went down there to stop this. And when I went down into the ghettos, I saw something very, very interesting. I saw no evil, rich, white Republicans anywhere down there. You see a leprechaun or a unicorn before you saw a rich, white Republican down in those areas. Mm-hmm. What I did see was 3 entities making a lot of money off of the chaos. And they were most black preachers, most black politicians, and most black civil rights workers.
Wow.
And I called their crew the Iron Triangle. I wrote my first book about the Iron Triangle. Book Authority gave that book number 61 of the greatest political books ever written in the history of the world.
Wow.
I self-published it. They said that the odds of a book, self-published book, selling 10,000 copies were the same odds of getting struck by lightning and bit by a shark at the same time. My book has sold tens of thousands of copies, tens of thousands, almost 50,000 copies.
Wow.
And it shocked the hell out of everybody, and it got Simon & Schuster calling. So my next 2 books were done with Simon & Schuster, 25 Lies, Crime Inc., and now The End of Tolerance. And so I started writing these books, but they were always from this conservative point of view.
Sure.
This Christian point of view. And it's a point of view that is unbreakable, because when somebody talks to me about white supremacy or black inferiority or systemic racism or something like that, I said, look, nobody can be superior to me. Why? Because I'm an heir of Jesus Christ and I'm a child of God. There's nobody inferior to me. God gives us all gifts. And I don't believe in equal outcomes. I believe in equal opportunity.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm kind of selfish.
Yeah.
And I know that if you have a gift and I give you the opportunity and you find your gift and you do it well, I benefit from it.
Yeah.
So if I go out to dinner and your gift is to be a cook and you found it, I'm going to get a good meal. If my car breaks down and I need a good transmission guy and that's your gift, I'm going to get a good transmission. If I am sick and you're a good doctor, I benefit.
You're
so
not going
we
to
all
ask.
benefit from each other.
You're not going to ask the chef to change the transmission.
There you go.
Right.
It's not
you,
his
you got
gift.
talent.
And we all benefit from that. So we want equal opportunity in America so that person can find what they're good at. And God has given us all these gifts.
Yes.
And we want to make sure you get that. So when somebody starts talking about white privilege, I said, privilege? It is a privilege to be white, but it's also a privilege to be black.
Sure.
It's a privilege to be Asian. It's a privilege to be Hispanic. It's a privilege to be a Christian. It's a privilege to be an American. When they try to go back into history talking about we need reparations, I said, man, you need reparations. You go to Antietam. You go to Vicksburg. You go to Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Where those boys died to free you without your knowledge, your participation, or your permission. It was just a gift.
Yeah.
Here it is. We died to give it to you. And then after they give it to you, you got the nerve to come and say, I'm now going to sue you for money?
Yeah.
It's an insult to me.
Yeah.
I said, no, you get to work, you get busy. And in America, and even if they say, racism, this is the coup de grace. See, let me tell you something, player. If you believe in racism, which I don't, if a person is racist, it has no power over me, because a racist is an idiot.
Yeah.
And an idiot cannot control me. So, but if you believe that, here's something for you in capitalism. Keep this with you. I don't care how racist you might think that man is. He's not going to let the color of your skin get in the way of him making a profit.
Nope. I've said that all
do.
along. That is.
If you're his best salesman on that car lot, he's going to keep you.
That's
Yep.
You bring all the brothers from the hood to buy cars, okay? He's going to keep you, all right?
Absolutely.
He's not going to keep you. Why? Because he's black. This sucker make me $10,000 a month. Man, he's not going anywhere. Yeah. You see the NFL. The whole defense uses African-American men. Why? And people just fill up the stadiums to see them
Yeah.
because they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the owner's going to keep them because they're good.
Yes.
So when you start talking about racism, son, you don't understand how capitalism works. People do not, the only thing that matters in capitalism, green. Green. So we're trying to educate young people on this, but the one thing I really want to start doing, and I want to, because this bothers me more than anything, I want to start teaching my white American Christian brothers and sisters to stop living in condemnation behind this assault on you, because I've seen it and it bothers me. I've heard some of my younger white friends tell me that they're almost embarrassed to be white, and I said, don't do that, because it's your fault. You owe this, you bad people. And I said, there's no condemnation in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
He's paid it all.
That's right.
All you do is this and say, if you need a good teacher, I help you find one. You need a good job, I help you get one. If you need a good doctor, I'll take you to it. If you need a job, I help you get one. I said, but short of that, I'm not going to live in condemnation for you. I'm not. And if you come and try to take anything from me and mine, I got 2 things that'll get you off of me, and that's Jesus and my 38. Don't try. Don't live in condemnation for these people.
So growing up with 7 brothers and sisters,
7 brothers and sisters. Yeah.
where did your passion? Because, I mean, when you speak, it's with passion. Where does that come from? Is that...
It's just looking at the lie.
Yeah.
My family has done, everybody in my family has done exceptionally well. Because my father just taught us these absolutes in life. You got good and bad people. Race don't matter. Race doesn't matter. You're going to have good, bad white folks, bad white folks. Good black folks, bad black folks. I asked my father this question. last time I saw him, it's a question I ask a lot of old African Americans now. I said, Daddy, growing up in the South, did white folks ever do you any harm? He thought about it. He said, no. I said, no. He said, no. He said, most harm done to me was done by black folks. It wasn't done by white folks. He said, no. I asked it my mother-in-law. She was 93 years old. Same question. Miss Chauncey, growing up in South Carolina, white people ever do you any harm? She said, no, it helped me more than anything. And I've asked older black people that very same question. And they might have heard about something happening to somebody else, but when you ask them, no, I'm talking about you. No.
Yeah.
And you'll find that much of it is propaganda.
Yeah.
Where they will tell you these things have happened. But when you ask them the question, has it ever happened to you? They'll sit back and say, no.
Right.
It's almost like me being afraid of a rattlesnake, right? I've never been bitten by one. But propaganda on television tells me that they're evil.
Yeah.
So if I see a snake, I'm running, right? And the snake has never done anything to me. Snake looks at me and says, man, what's your problem? But I see a snake here, I'm running out. I'm getting out of the room, man. I'm going.
Right. Yeah.
But we've been propagandized to believe it. That's what the media has done with black-white relations here in America. They propagandize us to believe that we hate one another. And when you ask us, has any white person ever done you any harm? No. Any black person? No. Then why are we angry at one another?
Yeah.
The propaganda on the television is telling us that. So I grew up in an area where the propaganda didn't get to me. And then when I come out into the world and I see this lie, and even right now, y'all, I walk between these two worlds. That's amazing. It's the black and the white world where I just walk. It's effortlessly through both. And I see the two sides not talking, but I know both of them so very well. I did a speech in Memphis, Tennessee at World Overcomers Church. 10,000 black people there. In Memphis, Tennessee, Martin Luther King Jr. got killed down the street, okay? A black Democrat group of people. The pastor asked me to come. He's a conservative, but he doesn't speak a lot of politics from his pulpit.
Sure.
But he wanted me to come, he said, in Black History Month, in 2024, I'm sorry. He said, I want you to talk to my congregation about the Democratic Party. I said, you sure about that? He said, yes. I said, you want me to call him by name? Because I'll do it. He said, I want you to call him by name. I call Tucker and Sean. They talk about I'll be dead in 10 minutes if they understand. I said, all right, you'll see. I promise you, I got up there and I started my speech. My father was there. My brothers and sisters were there. Just in case I need to run out to church real quick, I need some help. It's 5 standing ovations.
Wow.
When I stood up there and gave the history of the Democratic Party, and I said they're the party of slavery from 1800 to 1860, the party of the Confederacy from 1860 to 1865, party of Jim Crow from 1865 to 1965, now the party of transgenderism, open borders, taking your guns away, putting porn in schools, drag queens in schools. Then I ended by saying, the Democratic Party is the evilest organization in the history of the world. The whole church got up and started clapping.
Wow.
And when I called my friends and told them about it, Tucker and Sean, they said, okay, we're going to win this election now. They said, because if you said that amongst these people and they cheered, he said, something has broken in the Democratic Party.
Yes.
Something has happened here that they don't see. And sure enough, Trump got more of the black vote than any president has gotten since the 1800s.
Yeah.
And he got it because we went out there and did the hard work. I didn't ask permission from the GOP anymore because they weren't going to give it to me.
No.
We went out there and just started taking it to the people.
Yeah.
And the message of conservatism, of Christianity, of telling people your politics should match your religion.
Yeah.
I did a documentary called Will You Go to Hell for Me? And I told Christians, voting for the Democratic Party, you're going to be putting your soul in jeopardy. Because how can you be a Christian believing in Jesus Christ and believe in 9-month abortion?
Baffles me.
How can you be a Christian believing in Jesus Christ and believe that you can castrate little boys and call them little girls?
Yeah.
Give double mastectomies to little girls and call them little boys?
Yep.
Allow fentanyl across the border that kills over 100,000 young people a year, and sex trafficking across the border, and taking away your right to keep and bear arms. Allowing demented men to go into the bathroom and watch your wife and your daughter urinate.
Yeah.
Allowing grown men to participate in sports with your children. Allowing them to go into the locker room with your daughter.
Right.
And shower.
Yeah.
I mean, good God, allowing drag queens to come into the schools and shake their behinds in your children's faces, to pull the Bible out of the library and put porn in.
Yes.
And you're going to look at me and call yourself a Christian?
Yeah.
You know, and I confront men with this. Women are emotional. Men are supposed to be logical.
That's right.
It says, you caught up in your feelings because what? Well, Donald Trump a racist. Oh, you want to go on a date with him?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about a man being a racist. I don't care.
Yeah.
That comes around, it's unprovable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fall into that trap. So if somebody says, Trump's a racist, they want me to try to defend that he's not a racist. I would say, and what's your point? Does he make the trains run on time? Is he doing what I hired him to do?
Yeah.
Is he closing the border? Well, yeah. Is he trying to end these wars? Well, yeah. Is he lowering taxes? Well, yeah. He's doing what I hired him to do. I don't want to go on a date with him. I want the plumber to fix my plumbing.
Oh, perfect.
I want the guy who's fixing my car to fix my car. If we end up being friends afterwards, that's cool.
Yeah.
But short of that, he does the job, I pay him the wage.
Yeah.
We shake hands, we're fine. That's what the president's supposed to do for me.
You mentioned your family at the church with you. Do you, and maybe just step back a little bit, I've heard you mention your father. Your mother, I haven't.
Yes. My mother died of cancer in 2012. My mother, she had a beautiful singing voice. She was a real star of the group. We was her background band, basically. Yeah, mom was a very beautiful woman. Her and dad got married in 1960 and stayed married until she passed on. He was there holding her hand when she passed away.
Wow.
And but Mama was one of those typical Southern mothers, emotional, loved her children, and my dad was that typical Southern man, binary, get the job done, son, or it's going to be hell to pay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was an easy way to grow up because you knew the rules. Yeah. Dad had said he'll have his car back by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, amen.
You have his car back before 10 o'clock. And that ain't till 1.
Yeah.
You better have it back at 9:55, really.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if not, there's going to be hell to pay. Yeah. I need the yard mowed before 5 o'clock. I'm going to be coming home. I want to see my yard mowed. The yard better be mowed. Your room needs to be clean. Mm-hmm. I don't want any grace under a bee coming into this house. It was always these binary rules of growing up. You go to church on Sunday mornings, unless, that's it. Yeah. You go to school every day. It was easy to grow up in that environment. It's not like it is now with gray areas.
That's right.
And so Dad was that type of guy. He was tough but fair.
Yep.
And now he's this lovable old grandfather. I said, what was that guy when I was growing up, right?
Right. No.
But right. He kept me alive. And that's one of the reasons why my brothers and sisters and I are so successful, because we look at this world in this real binary way. Even when I do business, it's not too much of a gray area. Either you did it or you didn't.
Sure.
And if you didn't do it, you need to have a good excuse why you didn't do it. Mm-hmm. And of course, we got common sense if there was a good reason for it. But life works better for me like that. And, but I just learned it from playing football.
So were you the only one in your family that was an athlete, or?
No, everybody in the family, all my brothers played. And as you know, when you learn in 3-part harmony and how to play instruments, everything's got to be right.
Yeah.
The harmony has to be right. Everybody's playing in the same chord with the same beat. It has to go together. It's binary. When you play football, right? You break that huddle, everybody has their role. Yes. Yeah. You can't go out and do what you want to do. Yeah. You do what you're supposed to do. You do your job. Yeah. And when we understand that, life is so easy. Yeah. But now when you have this party that says, do as thou wilt, there are no rules.
So how do you break it? I mean, when you see a city like Detroit or Chicago or Baltimore, Memphis, yeah. I mean, how do you break that hold? What I found is that being binary. I've said it. The Democratic Party is an evil institution. People say, Vince, aren't you going to do far? No. Now, is Republican Party good, Democrat bad? I say the Democrats are bad, Republicans are neutral. The Democratic Party really wants to. The Republican Party says, if you rise, you rise. If you do well, you do well. We're not going to stop you. We ain't going to help you too much. But the Democrats say we have a vested interest in making sure that you fail. That's it. Amen. Yes. You have to stay poor for us to do well. Yes. You can't have a good educational system. You can't have an economic system. You have to stay afraid. We got to have drugs on the street because they're the ones that give us money. For our campaigns, you have to have the unions, the teachers' unions, and so because they give us money. So the Democrats have this. It's almost like a plantation system plan. We can't educate our slaves because if we do, they won't be slaves anymore. Mm. We can't teach them to read and write. We can't give them too much hope. Yeah. They got to depend on us. And if we keep them that way, y'all, we can keep power forever. So like the slave master, they have a vested interest
and keeping their constituents very, very poor and dependent. The Republicans say, hey, man, look, we are going to get out your way. We'll help you as much as we can, but you're going to have to go out there and make it on your own now. And if you make it, we're behind you. But we believe you're an American.
Right.
We believe that the market and the incentives in the market are going to drive you to do great things. And it has worked. Yeah. I mean, I remember reading about the Homestead Act. What did the Congress do? Said, hey, man, we got this new land from the war in Mexico and from Louisiana Purchase. We need people to settle on it. If you're willing to work it for 5 years, we'll give you 150 acres. It's yours. And what happened? People from all over Europe started coming to America.
Right.
They didn't till the land for them.
No.
No, they said, it's out there. If you want it, you can have it if you're willing to work. And also they forget that they gave that to the free slaves too.
Yeah.
The freedmen had the same option. You can get 150 acres of land if you're willing to work it. You can use the land as collateral to get your mule and to get your tools. Go out there, build a life. That was America. That was America. We can't hold your hand and make you do it. All we can do is provide the incentives for you to do it. That's the Republican Party. But the Democratic Party has a vested interest. They have a branch of their party. Kamala Harris starts her campaign in an abortion clinic.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
They have a vested interest in killing people.
Yeah.
They have a vested interest in this LGBTQIA thing. And when we look at it, we know these children are dying of, these young men are dying of AIDS. We know that they're not having children. We know that right now America is in a death spiral because we're not having any babies. The family have a vested interest in making sure the family is destroyed.
Yeah.
If you leave your husband, we'll give you Section 8. We'll give you WIC if you got a baby and SNAP if your children are growing up. We'll give you free medical care. I mean, hell, why stay with him?
Yeah.
You know, we'll give you everything you need to leave him.
Yeah.
So now 85% of the divorces in America are caused by who? The women.
Yeah.
When you speak, first off, the truth, and this is why you have the following, this is why you have the standing ovations. People recognize the truth. Charlie Kirk, that's why his crowds were growing in 12 years that he could have a memorial with 70,000 people. Beautiful, beautiful, because it's the truth, right? People are attracted to you because of the truth. Your family that's watching you on the stage in Memphis, you've got 7 brothers and sisters. Do they all think like you, or is there disagreements, but you just go on and what's your family style like that?
I had to bring them all over because, and they'll tell you this, they all voted for Obama the first time, and I went crazy on them. I really went crazy on them. And they'll tell you about the conflict.
Yeah.
But my facts were so specific, and then when they saw him doing it, they said, oh my God. When they saw those rainbow colors on the White House, after Obergefell versus Hodges, I said, told you. When they saw the type of animosity that he caused in America after Trayvon Martin, and how he caused the racists to start fighting each other again, I said, I told you. Yeah. When they saw what he did with Obamacare, and then my brother having his own business saw premiums and insurance just go sky high. I said, I told you. And they saw who he was, but the thing that really got them was how he voted on abortion, how he put abortion into Obamacare. Abortion and birth control demanded that every insurance company had to carry it in their premium.
Yeah.
Put that in there, and then he put sex change operations in Obamacare. That we now, the United States of America, has to subsidize sex change operations. And when he did that, they would say, all of them did a mea culpa, and they all came to apologize to me. And all of them turned conservative overnight.
My best friend is the exact same way. My best friend voted the first time and went, what in the world did we do?
What did we do?
We got shocked.
Because he lied to everybody, and then when when I showed it to them, and they said, oh my God, because they're Christian.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, and they weren't going to vote against their conscience, but watching him run, they said, well, you know, he says he believes marriage is between one man and one woman. I say he's lying. Oh, well, that's what he said. When they talked about abortion, where's above my pay grade? You know, I say he's lying now. But then he came in and he did it. I said, told you. And they all understood then. And now, man, my sisters are rougher than I am. I mean, oh, goodness, they can't. They send me stuff from my podcast. They tell me, they give me pointers all the time. No, Vince, you call them evil. Don't give them no. See, and that's what we haven't done. Mm-hmm. When Ronald Reagan came out and said that the Soviet Union was an evil empire, that's when we defeated them.
Yes.
When Abraham Lincoln came out and said that slavery was evil, that's when we took it down. When Churchill walked out and said that Hitler is evil, we stopped playing the political game.
Yeah.
And we took this thing and we made it binary. It becomes good against evil. And so when you look at the Democratic Party, we say, well, no, it's just, they are the loyal opposition. No, they're not. These suckers have let 30 million illegals in this country, man. Yes. They have an army in the United States of America. And then they give them sanctuary cities where they can come and they're going to feed them and clothe them and shelter them until they activate them.
And the community that gets hurt the most is the community that lives there.
It's the black
it's that black community that's living there.
The black community where
the housing shortage, the costs go up.
Exactly. And black people started seeing it.
Yeah.
And they bring them into their spaces.
Yeah.
And you look at this and you say, dude, this is the equivalent of what we did to Nazi Germany during World War II. Hitler took over all of Europe and he hit Great Britain. Churchill ran him back. And then we came over to Great Britain and went across the English Channel and invaded Europe. We invaded Great Britain, then went and invaded Europe. Churchill told us, come over, I need your help. The Democrats have told these illegals, we need your help. And it's a long game that they've played, but they're canny. These blue cities and blue states are bleeding citizens. The census counts people, not citizens. And we didn't know that until just recently.
That's right, yeah.
Donald Trump sued them to try to say no citizens. Supreme Court says, man, the Constitution says people.
Yeah.
So if they get illegals up there, they get congressional districts. And because their cities are bleeding citizens, and their citizens are coming down south, Tennessee gained a congressional district, South Carolina gained one, I think Texas gained like 2 or 3, I think Florida gained 2, and California and Illinois and New York are losing them. Why are they losing them? People are moving because of taxes and the crime.
Yes.
But then abortion, murder, prison, drug overdoses, people are dying. How do we get these people back? Illegal immigration. And they don't only just get congressional seats. If you get congressional seats, you get electoral college seats also.
Yes.
So they can determine the Congress and the presidency. And guys, Trent and Brian, here's the most amazing thing. These illegals have got so much power. They've made the Democrats shut down the government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most powerful government in the history of the world is shut down because the illegals told the Democrats, unless you give us free health care, shut the government down. And the Democrats did it.
Yeah.
Brother, this is strange.
Yeah.
When you got an alien force that has enough power to shut down the United States government, this is extraordinarily frightening.
Yes.
And can hold us hostage until we give them trillions of dollars. Guys, the Democratic Party, like I said, is an evil
We've
institution.
talked about this before. I think the power that Trump brought when he was the outsider in 2016, because maybe y'all saw it different, but when I first saw him on stage, okay, is he joking? But then I think it was his first 6 months in office. That's when the light bulb went off in my head that, man, this guy's changing more than just. You're used to the guy just taking the reins, right? And just making a few changes.
The next guy. Yeah.
He has legitimately changed the party that I've always been a part of to people who can speak, like you said, the truth back to the other side.
Yes.
Before, you and I both know the GOP would have caved to anything the Democrats asked.
It was a uniparty.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. And they were as happy to see Trump go as anybody was when he was defeated. Believe me, a lot of them were. Here's the thing now, and this is interesting. This is not just personal for Donald Trump. This is survival for the Trump family. Trump knows if the Democrats ever get power again, they're coming after Barron. They're coming after his children. They're coming after his grandchildren. This is Game of Thrones now.
Yeah.
You know how in the Game of Thrones, when you take power, you kill everybody on the other side of the line for the children and every child.
You just sent chills.
Yeah, man. He knows. They coming. They are coming.
Yeah.
Because they tried to get him. Y'all saw what was going on.
Absolutely.
Man, how many? 95 charges on the man?
Yeah.
4 trials going at the same time, trying to knock him out. They did everything to defeat Donald Trump, and he won.
Yeah.
And Trump comes in and let the January 6 guys out. He's driving them crazy. But Trump knows this, and this is why he's tearing up the underpinnings of the party, from the colleges and universities to the cartels that sell the dope on the streets and fund the Democratic Party through these K Street lobbyists up in Washington.
Yes.
He's pulling up the underpinnings of the Democratic Party right now because he knows that if they get power, even when he goes back into these states now, and this was just a master move, and started drawing the congressional districts before the census count. I'd never seen that before, but it was genius because he knows if they ever get power, the first thing we all know is that they're going to do is try to impeach him.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
Just like they did the last. They don't care if it doesn't pass in the Senate. They're going to try to impeach him, and then if he's still alive, they're going to probably put those charges back on him again. The Jack Smith charges and all of them. Yes. They're coming at him again. Mm-hmm. They're going to try to put the Tish James charges back. They're coming again. Yeah. Trump knows it. Yeah. And so he's saying, guys, this just ain't about me right now. I got about a little over 3 more years to go. We got about 3 years to pull these guys up because they came at me. They're going to come at my family, and they're going to come at people like me and you.
Yes.
And they have their army here. They want to activate it. And I'm telling you, the biggest mistake we make is believe that these people are not as evil as they are.
Oh, yeah.
What was it? The biggest trick the devil ever pulled on mankind was to make us believe he no longer existed.
Yes.
We don't believe these people are that evil. It's going to be Hitler and the night of the long knives again if they ever get power.
Yeah.
They're coming at us.
I really think, and it's funny you mention that because the whole No Kings movement that they've done twice now with these charades that they've been putting out, often you can tell what the Democrats do by what they say your side is doing.
That's them, yes.
And they literally, if they can gain power, you're going to find out what a king is.
Yes.
You thought Biden was before. They're going to say, well, we just experienced that king. Watch us be kings. And you're going to see that they're going to act like, hey, we've been telling you that that's the way it's been. So we're going to do that. It'll be worse than ever.
Yes.
So how do you get Mandani? How does that take off on their side?
I'm going to give Mandani money because he's going to be the best foil we ever had. We want him to win. Yeah. So people can look at this and just see how crazy they are.
Yeah.
How insane they have gotten. Yeah. That this is no longer the Democratic Party of John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
This is a Marxist party.
Yeah.
It started after the Civil Rights Movement. They tried to take it over in 1968. And you remember Daley beat them up down in Chicago. They started screaming, the whole world is watching, the whole world is watching. And Saul Alinsky told them, you got 3 choices. Either go and find a wailing wall and start crying.
Yep.
Or start throwing bombs. You're going to turn everybody over to the Republican Party. Or come back in 4 years and you be the delegates. They chose the third. And they came back in 4 years and went to Miami. And they took over the party. And it was the first time that the party had abortion on the plank, LGBTQ on the plank, all this crazy stuff. And Richard Nixon destroyed them in that election. Well, they had something. They did to Nixon what they tried to do to Trump.
Yes.
They put Watergate on it. Mm-hmm. Got Nixon kicked out. Then Jimmy Carter comes in after Gerald Ford, as you know.
Yeah.
America still rejected them because then we got in Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
And if George H.W. Bush hadn't been such a pansy, we'd probably still kept it. We wouldn't have to deal with Bill Clinton. But he came in and read my lips, no new taxes, and they kicked him out. But Reagan was, we had Nixon, then we had Reagan, and then we had Bush. Clinton comes in. George Bush II, everything just went on wrong in his, from 9/11 to Katrina to the housing crisis. So we never got a chance to see what he could do. And then when Barack Obama came in, that's when they did it.
Yep.
Patience, and they got it. They got what they wanted. And Barack Obama slid in there and put in that conservative LGBTQ, climate change, racism, and the Democratic Party has been on that plank ever since. Yeah. So what do? We have to show them, it's almost like during the Cold War. How do we beat the Russians? Not with bombs. We showed the world that our ideals were better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said what? They said that Coca-Cola, blue jeans, and rock and roll beat the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
They would look on TV and see us Americans just having a good time.
Yeah.
And we have to show the world again, you guys got ghettos. We have suburbs. You guys have terrible government schools. We have great choice. We have charters. We have private schools, and our children get a great education. You have broken families. We have intact families out here.
Yes.
You have chaos and you have criminality. We have God and we have order.
Mm-hmm.
Young man, which life do you want to live?
Yep.
As a young man in Brownsville, Tennessee, I could watch the TV and understand which life I wanted to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I molded myself to live that life.
Yes.
We have to show them again that they can have that life in America. These young people, these young children want that life. We have to show them again, you tried the swingers life. You see what it got you?
Yeah.
You tried government dependency. You see what it got you? You tried the gangbanger life and the hip-hop life. You see what it got you? Come to this side.
Yeah.
So if we do a comparison and contrast, we talked about the American dream going up. We boys watching it and said, that's what I want.
Yes.
I want my house. I want my wife. I want my car. I want my children. And we all believe that if you just believed in the process, and the process still works. The Pew Research Center said, finish high school, don't have children until you're over 21 to get married, and work full time. You'll never, ever be poor in the United States of America.
That's right.
The process. We have to start selling them on the process again. These children don't believe the process works for them. We have to tell them it does work. I promise you, try it. It's almost like what we said about Jesus. Try Jesus, right? I promise you, it'll work. And people like us have to go around and tell these children again, forget what the gangbangers tell you. Forget what Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and NAACP tells you. This process works. It has worked for me. It has worked for my brothers. Graduate high school. Go to the military. Go get a trade.
Yes.
Go get a job. Marry before you carry. And you'll live a great life in America.
Right.
And we have to give them these binary tools again. Yeah. No, you're not. You ain't supposed to be rich before you're 21. You're not supposed to go out there. Everybody's not going to be a rapper or a basketball player, right?
Right.
It's not going to the process, young man.
Yeah.
The process.
Yeah.
And we need to give them this process and tell them it works, and you'll see it'll change. But we have not been able to give it because the legacy media has been controlling the narrative for far too long. And now with podcasts like yours and mine and others, we sell them on the process and sell them on America again. We're selling America again.
I think that's what's exciting about the whole sending National Guard troops in to make cities safe. Mm-hmm. People were actually able to see on TikTok the appreciation that people on the street are living. That they never would have gotten by the mainstream media, or still won't get by the mainstream
media. You're so correct.
Yeah. But
you're so correct.
It gets on fire when you see how many people watch that.
On TikTok and on Instagram, you see it. And like you said, we would have never seen it if it had been left to the legacy media.
I played it last week. It was a guy that was on TikTok, and he was just as rough as he could be. In fact, Brian couldn't stand that I brought it up because there was so much cussing on it. But the guy talked about YNs, which I didn't even know what that term was. He talked about YNs.
It stands for young N-words.
The young N-words. And those guys need to be arrested is what he said.
Yep.
It's just what has to happen. How do we get to those guys, which you just mentioned? Is it the examples like you just said? What options do they have? I don't know. It's that whole culture. I don't know how to... Brian and I have coached. I had 3 kids that I used to come down to Bedford to pick up to take to Lynchburg. We would talk about college. We would talk about what they could do with their lives. My son saw where they lived. We were in a white suburb area, but I wanted to see where they lived. So he had some appreciation about what we have, for one thing. But he played with them elbow to elbow, sweat to sweat. 2 of those kids, one of them has 2 kids already. Another one has kids, no marriage, no wife, nothing like that. But the third one did go to college. I don't know how I could have done anything different. What is the difference between the one versus the other 2 doing the same thing? I don't know what happened.
This is why I'm such an advocate for school choice.
Yes.
I think that, we all have some age on us. I can remember reading about the times when they started making public education compulsory. And there were a lot of Southerners and a lot of mountain folk that said, that boy don't need no more education than I got. And the sheriff would come and say, that boy's going to school.
Yeah.
Why did they make it compulsory? Everybody knew that those children's parents couldn't teach them because they weren't educated themselves. So the government came in and said, those children are going to go to school. Now, Bob, I don't care how you feel about it. It's the law. He's going to go to school. We're going to educate him now. This boy is going to have. He's going to learn to read and write and count and science because we got plans for him. Right now, the ghettos are the same way. These parents are so dysfunctional; they can't teach these children.
Yes.
But if you put together a school choice program where you send men like us down there, and we tell this mother with 4 children by 4 different men, ma'am, you want a better life for your child, don't you? Yes, I do. We're going to take your boys and educate them. We're going to teach them how to be men. They're going to either go to the military, they're going to have a trade, or they're going to go to college, but when they grow up, they're going to be able to take care of you. And it ain't going to be long. He's 6 years old. By the time he's 18, we're going to make a man out of him.
Yes.
Let us have him. It's not the government. We'll do it. That's why they hate school choice, because they know that will happen organically.
Yes.
Churches, men, we'll come and get those boys. Like those boys you talk about, you did your best, but you needed more time with them.
No.
We needed to catch them earlier. We need to hold them account. It needs to be social pressure. And you know how boys are. Boys want to look up to someone and want to be proud of them. Want to say, that's a boy. Hell, we screwed up. We was growing up and we had to look at daddy and say, Daddy, I'm sorry. But going to daddy and having to say, Daddy, I'm sorry, showed you wanted your dad's approval.
Yes.
When you walk up to him, I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
But you went to your dad ashamed. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Pops. And dad, you knew better than that. Yes, I knew better. I do better. And even if he whooped you behind and punished you, you knew you were wrong and you wanted to make, your teammates held you accountable.
Yeah.
Your coach held you accountable. And these young men want to be held accountable, but the public educational system does not do it.
Yeah.
And they have no motivation to do it. So that's why I'm such an advocate for school choice, because I believe it'll open up an opportunity for a lot of good men to open up schools in these inner cities. And when they do it, miracles happen. Y'all heard about what happened down in New Orleans and what's going on in Mississippi right now? Miracles are happening with school choice. Hurricane Katrina came through, tore up New Orleans. Every school was tore up. And they needed money to rebuild the system. Well, Republicans were running the state house in Louisiana. And they said, we are not going to give you a dime unless you put school choice into New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
We want charters and we want vouchers and we want private schools. They had to agree to it. They fired like 1,700 teachers, built it up, made it more efficient. New Orleans now has one of the best educational systems in the whole United States of America. Wow. Even the Washington Post,
I didn't know that.
At the 25th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, had to call it a miracle in New Orleans.
Wow.
A hurricane had to happen, but it happened. Mississippi was at the bottom of education in America. Mississippi now is in like the top 10. You know why? School choice.
Yes.
They've said, look, man, they were at the bottom. The conservatives took over, gave choice, and they ain't just giving choice to white children.
Right.
All of them get the choice. It's like you want to call conservatives racist, right? You say, well, when you say I'm pro-life, you're not aborting black children either, and we're more concerned about that than it look like the Democrats are.
That's right.
We're trying to save black children from dying.
Yeah.
And when you get into the inner city, that's who's dying.
Yes.
And we're down there trying to save those children. We're trying to give those children a good education. Why? Because our children are going to get a good education.
Yes.
They're going to go to a private school. They're going to go to a suburban school. We're trying to help you. Why? Because that's the Christian way of life.
Yes.
That's the American way. And so we fight for these things, not so much to help us, but to help our neighbor, to love our neighbor. And I believe the school choice, taking these children away from the public educational system, because we found out what they've been doing, sexually grooming these children, putting porn in the libraries, bringing drag queens in, not educating them, gender fluidity. And we're wondering why these children are coming out of school crazy.
Yes.
We found out now. So because we found out how dysfunctional they are, the school choice movement is getting more and more powerful. And more conservative states. Florida got a great school choice program going out there right now.
But
so
I think it's also probably the quickest way to fix public education is school choice.
Correct.
Enough people leave it, you'll finally start focusing on how the heck did we get
It'll
this
be
way?
just like the Postal Service when FedEx and UPS came in. The Postal Service of the United States of America wasn't thinking about doing anything overnight. They didn't have to.
Yeah.
But then when FedEx came in and started doing things overnight, they had to up their game because they were losing customers. And now they're now they're competing. But they know this.
Yes.
The teachers unions don't want to lose their power.
Yes.
They
right.
control the Democratic Party. and they control the amount of money that they get. Brandon Johnson's about to go broke up in Chicago now because the teachers union said, you're going to keep your word to us. And he's giving these teachers these big time raises. The children still not learning the freaking thing.
Right.
But they take care of these teachers. The teachers give them 99%. 99% of the teachers' union contributions go to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And they keep these, and you don't have one school up in Baltimore that's fluent in math, science, or reading, but yet the superintendent gets paid $400,000 a year.
That's the crazy.
And these teachers are getting, inside of Washington, D.C., the average income for a school teacher is almost 6 figures now.
Wow.
And just like unions, what do unions do? They want to get the most amount of pay for what? The least amount of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
We touched on that a little bit here, where we did a little bit of a study on the school system here in Bedford County. Over a 15-year period, they had lost, combined with all three schools, around 900 students.
Wow.
And when you start digging into it, you also find that in that same period of time, the central office administration expanded and teachers expanded.
Yeah, they kept the money.
Now, I said, now, wait a minute. In business, if I lost 900, over a period of 15 years,
probably like 25%
I'm not
of a
hiring
third.
more vice presidents.
There it is.
I'm not hiring more workers. But that's what's happening in our public school system.
And if the child left and the money went with that child, they straighten up the act.
Oh, in
but
a
the
heartbeat.
child leaves, the money stays with them, so there's no incentive to change.
Yeah.
And they can always, go up to Capitol Hill, pay some campaign contributions, and they can get a raise.
Yeah.
So that's the problem that we have. And people like us are talking about it, and we're educating people about it, and people are getting it finally.
Yeah.
But again, with the legacy media, they weren't saying anything about this at all.
Right.
Now we're talking about it. One of the things that, I always ask these people in the media, I said, I haven't seen a good news report yet on holding the Democratic Party responsible for the inner cities of America.
Right.
I haven't seen you guys go down there and say and ask the Democratic Party, how can you justify Detroit? How can you justify? They want to go there and tell you about how bad it is, but they won't say the Democratic Party is in charge down here.
Right.
And so they'll say, oh, it's racism, or it's systemic racism, or it's lack of opportunity, all that. He said, no, the Democratic Party is a Marxist political party, and they don't understand anything about economics except using it as a tool for control.
Yes.
It's not, and when you look at, during the Civil Rights Movement, I was reading this book by Taylor Branch. It's called American in the King Years. It's a great book. Taylor Branch won the Pulitzer Prize for this book. He's a liberal. He was Bill Clinton's roommate at Yale. So at the beginning of this book, talking about the Civil Rights Movement, he said that in 1956, the communists who had invaded the Civil Rights Movement, had infiltrated it, was given a command and a directive from the Comintern in Russia. They wanted to take the black community and make it a direct replica of the Soviet bloc. That's what they've done. These inner cities are direct replicas of the old Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Apostate religion, dictator worship, just one party rule, dictator worship, poverty, substance abuse, loyalty to the state.
Yeah.
And they've done this, and politicians have allowed this to happen as long as they can go up to Washington and make deals.
Yes.
So when it comes time for an election, the Republican Party will not put any money behind any conservative candidate, black or white. They'll go in there and try to politic. So the people never hear the truth. The first time they've heard the truth is in maybe the last 5 years when we've been able to come on our podcasts and do this.
Yeah.
And I've been so amazed to find that so many people, black and white people, have read my books. They've shared my books. My podcasts are being shared. This is why I'm so raw on my podcast. You have to be able to get through the noise. And there is an aggression down in the inner city that they respect.
Yeah.
Biggest problem we've always had with quote unquote black conservatives is that they were all kind of too bookish. Too ivory towered.
Yeah.
And the guys down in the hood wouldn't give them any respect whatsoever or listen to them. They loved Malcolm X, even though Malcolm wore a tie everywhere he went and a suit.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm still had that grit about it, One of the ways that I'm able to get through to them is the same thing. I go down there and I deal with them as a man, and I have taken Christianity and I call it true Christianity because you men are Christian. Y'all, Jesus was no punk.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But they try to portray him as one, soft-spoken and easy, and like a hippie smoking weed, right?
Right.
That wasn't him. Martin Luther King Jr. came out and said that Jesus was nonviolent. Christianity is not a religion of nonviolence; it's a religion of non-aggression. It's no virtue in us leaving tonight and seeing a young girl going out there getting accosted. Seeing somebody grab me, I'm going to try to put it in the car. And we said, well, we can't do nothing because we're Christian men and we're nonviolent. No. We're going to grab the guy, we're going to whoop him till he stops fighting and call the police and turn him in.
Right.
It's no virtue in you guys going home tonight, somebody breaking your house tonight, trying to harm your wife and your children. And you say, well, we're Christian men, we're nonviolent. That's a lie.
Yeah.
So they convinced these young men to be a Christian, you have to be like that, and they rejected it. Malcolm comes in with this Nation of Islam stuff, and even though it was a lie, he did tell them you have a right to be a man. And these young men responded to this. When I go up to them and I tell them, no, young man, you have a right to be a man. You have a right to defend yourself in Christianity. You know, you want to talk about racism. What are you trying to tell me? And this is me always saying, racism, yeah. You're trying to tell me the white man can hold you down. Then he has to stop. He can't hold me down.
Yeah.
Now, you're telling me, hold on, wait. You're supposed to be this big, tough, strong black guy, and you say that the white man can hold you down.
Right.
Damn, bruh.
Yeah.
No wonder you ain't got no woman and you ain't married.
Uh-huh.
And then, see, they have to deal with this.
Yeah.
So, hold on, wait. So you trying to tell me the only way you can make it is that this white man got to let you make it? It's like going on a basketball court and asking him to spot you 20 points. That's the game you playing? Brother, you're acting like you're a punk. I'm just going to tell you because the brothers I know, we don't need that. I don't need DEI. Man, I got put on the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate list with Charlie Kirk because I did a speech for TPUSA. And I said that any one of you I was college campus children, I talked to them. I said, any one of y'all come up to me and my brothers with a DEI written on your chest and you walk into our world, I'm going to slit your throat.
Oh.
And they said, oh, that's hate speech. I said, man, that's a metaphor, okay?
Yeah.
Quit clutching your pearls.
Yeah.
You know, we all play football, right? The coach's son come out on that field and you know he didn't earn it? You start salivating.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we going to tear him up.
Yes.
And because he didn't earn it.
Right.
And that's just the same thing. They setting you guys up to fail. Mm-hmm. You have to earn it. And when you earn it, you get the respect of men. We've seen too many movies of these two men that hate each other, and then they end up being friends because throughout the trials and tribulations, they earned each other's respect. There's a human element involved in it here, and they're taking that away from you.
Yes.
You have to earn it. And I said, so you telling me you can't earn it? Yeah, I can earn it. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I always use that psychology with them when they start talking about racism, white supremacy. Man, you know the flip side of white supremacy, bro, is a black inferiority. You saying you're inferior? Mm-hmm. Well, no, I ain't inferior. What are we discussing then? Well, they got the system fixed. Well, the Democratic Party control all the systems in the black community. Why are you still voting for them?
Right.
Why? You got a plantation mind. That's the conversation.
Yeah.
I never lose them. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. You've been doing the same thing for 250 years, brother. You crazy as hell.
Mm. Yeah.
And they respond to it. I always go back to what they do.
Yeah.
I don't ever let them get off the hook.
That's right.
I don't go in arguing about crime or you should get a job and clean up your own community. No, I talk about how can you sit in front of me and tell me that you're a man and at the same time tell me that you're inferior?
Right.
How can you tell me you are a Christian? And that's one of the first questions too. You're a Christian? Yeah, I'm a Christian. You believe in Jesus Christ? Yeah. He's your father? Yes. He'll take care of you, provide all your needs? Yeah. Why are you begging? Then take as much time as you need on that one, bro.
You know, you've touched on something here that Brian and I have talked about in the past because we talk with a question we have no answer. And I'd love to get your thought on this. What has happened in the last 20 to 25 years for a disregard of life amongst young men? We watch shows or news stories, and there's just a death, a shot to kill someone. I'm going back to my coaching, but one of the kids that I coached from EC Glass, just recently is playing a video game with a headset on in Bedford Avenue in Lynchburg. In the middle of the video game, someone walked into his house and executed him from behind.
Lord have mercy.
This kid played with my son. I mean, I just literally, what is it that has happened that we could actually take someone's life when, even if it is raised by a mother, they love their moms. Their moms love them. There is love in that house. Yeah. What is it that they lose to kill someone else? It's a
How did they
systemic
become
problem.
desensitized?
We're going to talk about a systemic problem. That's
Yeah.
a systemic problem we actually do have. What's going on?
The great writer Thomas Wolfe said that culture is the arts elevated to a set of beliefs. Whatever the arts are, it will become your culture. We learn from the arts. Culture, your culture is the arts elevated to a set of beliefs. This is why John Adams said, after they did the Constitution, our Constitution is designed for a moral and a religious people. It is inadequate for any other. And for the first 150 years of this country, the churches controlled education. The founding fathers would have been aghast to think the government was educating its citizens.
That's a great point.
Wow.
No, not government. Why? That's Marxism.
Yeah.
The government educating its citizens? No. The freedom of religion was the first freedom. Because our religion was going to teach us how to live together. Our religion was going to teach us what type of government we should have.
Yes.
So what did John Locke say in his second treatise of government? He said that our rights are unalienable rights given to us by whom? God.
Yes.
They are irrevocable, non-transferable, and unsellable. You can't take them away. Jefferson read that and put it in our Declaration of Independence.
And yet you've got a sitting senator in Virginia who recently said that your rights come from the government.
Come from the government.
Never thought I'd see
And it was a higher law. As Seward said, the senator from New York, we have a higher law than the Constitution. Those higher laws led us to the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment. The higher law, when we as men look at our Bible and say, does it match? And when it doesn't, we got to change it.
Yes.
Because it's the higher law that always matters. What is our higher law? Our religion. So what happened? Our religion was closed. We all know about the abolitionist movement and how it led to the Republican Party and the abolitionist movement got its ideas from Christianity. And everything that we've done that's been good in America came from Christianity. Everything came from Christianity. So now what did they do? The devil is canny. He took a culture. And I remember when hip-hop music came out.
Yes.
And I started hearing it. And when I was in my late 20s, so it didn't really have an effect on me. But I said, man, children that hear this stuff, they have no reference to other music. I mean, how's this going to affect them? This is terrible stuff. Want to kill an N-word. And now we see the results of it 30-something years later.
Yeah.
A savage culture where, and I know like you guys, I've watched this in horror. The black community is the only community that defines itself in such negative terms. What's up, N-word? What's up, B? What's up, W? Put it in the music. We never heard such a thing before.
Correct.
We did rock and roll, and Elvis talked about the most violent thing you ever heard was "Don't Step on My Blue Suede Shoes," right? That's about the most violent song ever come out of rock and roll. These jokers talking about killing people,
Yes.
selling dope, shooting police, raping women, calling black women the B word, the W word. You got black women on there. Kamala Harris brings these nasty people and have them campaign for her.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan would have never bought a Flint and the guy from what's his name, the guy that did Playboy magazine. You know what I'm talking about.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner. Would have never bought them to the White House.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we had Biden and Kamala Harris actually having Cardi B, Sexy Red, Glorilla.
Well, the halftime show this year for the NFL.
Thank you, Blue, whatever they have,
Pink bunny,
whatever they
some kind of bunny.
Whatever the heck it is. They have taken the culture, and the arts have become the culture. That's why even when you talk about the arts, martial arts, let's teach somebody how to fight. Oratory is an art. Books, DVDs are art. What we're doing now is an art form because we're teaching people, we're entertaining people. It's art. And the arts have become completely fractured and immoral in the inner city. And I saw it coming, but I'm thinking we were all thinking when we were younger, well, they're going to take this stuff and do what they do with porno magazines. They're going to put some plastic on it and put it in the back somewhere. and raise taxes on it to a point where it becomes where you can't buy it. Well, these suckers started making so much money that they started paying off politicians.
Yep.
They first started paying off the black organizations that were coming out against them. The NAACP started getting money from these record companies that were selling the rap music and the gangster rap. And they shut up. Then when they shut up, they started giving money to the politicians. And the next thing you know, this stuff is all over the place. And children are hearing the most vile, terrible stuff. I remember watching the movie Sling Blade. And Sling Blade would tell him, you shouldn't be talking like that, you're just a boy. You shouldn't be seeing these things, you're just a boy. Sling Blade had enough sense to know there's certain things children shouldn't see.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And we all knew that growing up. Our parents would hide our eyes if somebody kissed on the television, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
They knew that there's going to be a time when you can see this. But right now, your mind can't deal with it.
It's a sponge,
They are showing these children this stuff. They're indoctrinating them now. They're giving them sex education classes on gender fluidity when they're 5, 6, 7 years old.
And that's on purpose.
You know,
Yes.
when we know that children should be wired up at that time to try to please God. They won't let them pray, won't let them have a Bible, won't let them even do a prayer for lunch. Oh, but they'll bring LGBTQ and drag queens in front of them. And that's where it's come from. This violence, this sexual degeneracy, the anger, the putting society on top of his head backwards. Yeah. Everything that we saw as virtuous and good, they frown upon. If you are forgiving, you're weak. But if you kill an N-word, you hard.
Yeah.
You know, jokers brag about going to jail. They do rap videos of jokers in the penitentiary, and like it's a hard life. You know, it's the most insane culture ever. And right now, black men in America are the most violent subculture in the world. Not in America, in the world.
Wow.
Black women in America are the most promiscuous subculture in the world. It is a dystopia. And the Democratic Party, full speed ahead. Instead of damning this, Kamala Harris has the nerve to bring these people on the campaign trail with her.
Yeah.
Telling every young person watching her, this is a paradigm of virtue. This is who you should be. This is what you want to be in America. And little children watching her, unless the parent is in their ear telling them, this is a lie, this is wrong, will look at that and say, okay, it makes sense to me. So we have to, again, brothers, and there's so much money behind this. It's so much. The only thing that we can do, and I don't know, is get the Supreme Court or get the government to start calling this stuff obscenity.
Yeah.
Finding a way to use the FCC to keep it off of the airwaves.
Well, we had that fight early in the 80s, like you said.
Yeah, we have to bring it back.
Yeah.
We have to start giving empirical evidence that this is destroying society.
Sure.
There is no redeeming value in it.
Yeah.
It's poison.
I'll tell you, there's another one right there along with it. And I don't know why there hasn't been research about the murderers that have been assassins, but how many of them play video games where they can actually blow somebody's head off and get points? And
you can recall that debate when we were back then when they were coming out. We were saying you're creating a generation of monsters.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it. And of course, these children know nothing about that debate.
Right.
But we remember those debates. We also had that same debate when they started talking about gay marriage and all this kind of stuff. We said you're going to end up with what they wanted to have domestic partnerships.
That's right.
And everybody was arguing about it. We were telling them this is going to end up being gay marriage. Oh, you guys are crazy. It's not going to be gay marriage. Gay marriage is insanity. I'm telling you, it's the drip, drip, drip.
Yes.
It's the frog in the hot water. And sooner or later, America becomes desensitized.
Yep.
And then we have to do a serious correction. And this is where we are. But one of the things we're going to have to do, and one of the most serious corrections we got to do, is dealing with this culture, the arts that elevate this violent culture. And I can tell you, brother, I believe that is the primary driver of it. The sick music that they're listening to.
Sure.
And the fact that the educational system not only doesn't counter it, they are immersed with it also. You're going to some of these schools in the cities, and they got these people up on the walls as heroes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's so that's the problem.
You know, you said something, and you're talking to two guys that kind of like Tucker. We grew up in a little different way, although I grew up in a rough neighborhood myself. But I don't know what you're saying, some of the stuff you're saying. And you said something before, and I'd like you to say it here too. What music do you suggest? You listen, you did gospel tours.
Yes.
what music do you suggest that people could listen to? Because I actually wrote that down in one of your interviews and added to Spotify because I want to start listening to that myself. So just on this podcast, what would you recommend people to have their kids listen to?
I'm going to tell you something. You guys are going to laugh. I have a daughter. She has turned 17. And I listen to so much good old music. She was into the Beatles. And she called me and said, Daddy, Paul McCartney is touring America, and this is going to be his last tour. He's 83 years old. You have to take me to see Paul McCartney. I said, baby, are you serious now? She said, yes. Went and called tickets like about $1,500.
Good Lord.
And the closest place is Atlanta. I said, you really want to go see Paul McCartney that day? She said, Daddy, the Beatles are going to be done after this. And I've grown up on the Beatles, and I got to see the Beatles. I said, okay, we're going to see Paul McCartney. I was so happy my daughter didn't want to go see Sexy Red or some rapper. She wanted to go see the Beatles.
That's beautiful.
And that's because all her life, that's the music I played for her, the old classics.
That's right.
Didn't play that crap in my house. She listened to music, but it was the good classics and so I listen to gospel music a lot. I listen to oh my goodness, I listen to the old Jackson Southernairs. I listen to a whole lot of old Motown music. I listen to Elvis. I'm from Memphis, so you know I gotta love Elvis, right?
Yeah.
As Elvis is the only guy that you can have a crush on and not be gay, right? So, love Elvis. We listen, and I just listen to the gospel choirs. I listen to Tasha Cobb Leonard. I listen to the old Jackson Southernairs. I listen to the Williams Brothers. This stuff just never gets old.
Yeah.
It's old gospel music. And it's the best music in the world. Even Elvis would pull up with a gospel song every now and again.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin did gospel. The old Motown stuff was just, it was great. And you know what? And that brought black and white people together more than anything.
Yes.
We listened to the same music when we were young.
Yeah.
And white people liked Motown. We liked Elvis. And it all it brought us together as a community, the music did.
Yes.
And it was good music.
Yes.
You danced to it. It was happy music. I was showing her, they were showing the war in Ukraine, and they showed this bombed out place. And it showed these people in this village. And it was telling the story. The person was taping it. This woman was sitting there, and everybody was sad. And she put on a song by the Beatles. You know, so when I saw her standing there, and everybody got up and started clapping and started dancing. I said, that's the Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it does to you. It's just happy.
Yeah.
You're not shooting nobody. It's not about killing anybody. But those people started hearing the Beatles, just started clapping their foot and just started getting happy because it reminded them of a time. That's the music that I listen to. I listen to old music, the good stuff, the classics. I try to strain through the new stuff. A lot of it is not good. But I listen to Aretha Franklin, the old Motown stuff, the old gospel stuff, Elvis and Johnny Cash. And I love it, and I listen to it every single solitary day.
Yeah.
And my daughter, you know, and my children grew up on it. And when she said she wanted to go see the Beatles, I said, well, I've done pretty good with you. And she doesn't play that nasty garbage rap stuff. But again, parents let their children hear it. It bleeds into their homes through these things.
Yes.
And I say it's like when God was walking through the garden after Satan had tempted Adam and Eve and caused them to sin. And when God was walking through the garden and Adam was hiding because he knew he was naked. And God was looking for Adam and he said, Adam, where are you? And Adam said, well, I'm hiding. He said, why are you hiding? He said, I'm naked. And he said, who told you were naked? Who told you were naked? And you walk into your child's room and they're crying and say, what's wrong, son? I think I'm transgender. Who told you you were transgender?
That's a great point.
I didn't tell you were transgender. Who told you that? I think I'm non-binary. Who told you were non-binary? Where'd you get that from?
Yep.
A snake has got into your garden. They come in through this.
Yes.
They come in through the TV.
Yeah.
They come in through the educational system. And you educated your children right. You've talked to them. And somehow or another, they've gotten these crazy, you come in and your child is OD'd on fentanyl. Where'd you get those pills?
Yeah.
I didn't get them for you. This is the danger we're in now.
Yep.
Where we got to a place where, when we were growing up, you had one TV and it was in the family room. And mom and dad would sit down there and they knew everything you was looking at.
Yeah.
And they had to sign off on it. And my daddy had this rule. We get to argue. He said, you got to agree, I'm going to turn the thing off. And we had to sit down and agree about what we was going to watch. Now every child got this.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And they're looking at it, and you don't know what they're looking at.
No idea.
And these dirty satanic people send that stuff to these children.
Yep.
And before we catch it, the serpent is in the garden.
Yep.
And you said, oh my God.
You know, it's
Who
really
told you
cool
that?
you said this because this is a self thing that I noticed this weekend. So my girlfriend's sons are a senior and a freshman in high school. And we're having dinner with their grandparents. And while we're at the table, they're doing what they always do. They're in the phone, and they're both laughing at the phone. Both grandparents, the grandfather and then the grandmother, later both said, "What are you looking at?" If you're laughing, the grandfather said, "If you're laughing that hard, let me see what's so funny." I was like, they still parent. They're still parenting.
They still parent.
I was like, it was beautiful. I just watched that. I was like,
they're still those parents, and
Yeah.
that's we've gotten lazy with it. We've let these things become the parents.
yeah, it's convenient because we can go do what we wanted to do.
They snuck it in on us.
Yeah.
And now they've convinced us, racism and everything else. You can't make it in America. Oh, and we're older guys looking back. We thought we were done with this stuff. I mean, hell, we got along better than these children are now, right? Yeah. And we came in, we were like the first class after the segregation thing.
Yes.
And we went to school together, played football together, didn't have no race riots or nothing at the school. We're looking at them 2 generations down, and you guys are acting like y'all arguing and fighting much worse than we ever did.
Yeah.
It's confusing to me. But now that we know how they work it, I understand it.
Yes.
And we have the ability now. And again, guys, one of the most disappointing parts of it now, I mean, the black church has really gotten bad with it. And I've said this on my show, and I'll say it here. The concept of the black church is archaic. It shouldn't have to exist any longer. The white church doesn't exist any longer. It's one church,
Yes.
the Church of Jesus Christ. We've finally gotten beyond that. You're not going to go into any church around here, whether it be mostly white or mostly black, and have somebody turn you around because of the color of your skin. It's just not going to happen.
That's correct. Yeah.
And so the whole concept of the black church, and they need to keep that because the black church is part of the mechanism of the Democratic Party. It's part of how they maintain control. And my father told me, as I said, he ran a radio station, a black gospel radio station, and he did a lot of business with black ministers because of us singing in black churches and the business that he did with the black radio stations. I ran for Congress in 2000 against Jim Clyburn down in South Carolina. And I went to see
Machine.
Yeah. And I went down to talk to my dad about it. And Dad told me something. Never will forget it. I have it quoted in my book. And Dad said, all right, son, listen. He said, you're getting ready to get involved in politics now. He said, all your life I've taught you to revere the church. Not the pastor, the church. And I told you to believe in God. He said, but you listen to me. And my dad grabbed me by my arm and looked me right in my eye. He said, you listen to me. He said, you trust a bootlegger before you trust a black preacher.
Wow.
And he was as stern and as serious as he's ever been in his life. He said, you hear me? He said, the worst people walking the face of this earth. You don't believe them, don't trust them. You cannot trust them. And it has never been a truer statement my father ever threw it in.
Wow.
The fact, and it goes all the way back, y'all. MLK, when I discovered the man wasn't even a Christian by our definition, didn't believe in the deity of Christ, didn't believe in the virgin birth, didn't believe in the resurrection, didn't believe that hell was a real place. And I'm saying he's not a Christian.
Right.
And then when you look at his lifestyle, the fact that the guy had 45 girlfriends, got involved with orgies up to 20 people, that the SELC was started by a communist by the name of Stanley Levinson and Bayard Rustin. His lawyer was Clarence Jones. He was a communist. The guy that ran the SELC, his name was Hunter Pitts Odell. He was a communist. JFK talked to him face to face, Bobby Kennedy too, and told him, look, man, you're infiltrated by communists. Here are their names. Get them out. He said he would. J. Edgar Hoover found out that he didn't. Told Bobby Kennedy, I thought he was supposed to cut these guys loose. Bobby Kennedy said, well, put the wiretaps on him because we can't trust him.
Wow.
And that's how the wiretap started. And this is where all the stuff about his orgies and stuff came in. But here's interesting. This is interesting. They said that J. Edgar Hoover wanted to destroy Martin Luther King Jr., right? These files didn't come out until these idiots they broke into an FBI office in Media, Pennsylvania in 1971 on the eve of the Joe Frazier Muhammad Ali fight. And they stole the COINTEL profiles and gave them to the Washington Post and the New York Times. And that's how King's origins came out. It wasn't Hoover. Hoover kept them secret. Wow. And so people started saying, well, he tried to put them out, but nobody would print it. Hell, they printed them in 1971.
Yeah.
If they wasn't going to print them, they wouldn't have printed them then. Hoover's job was to make sure more than anything, King was the horse they were riding, and he didn't want him compromised or hurt.
Wow.
They said, LBJ and the Kennedys, make sure, guys, we're affiliated with this cat now. If he goes down, we go down. This is why he believed he could do anything he wanted. They told him, you're protected. So King was out there, he was Rasputin. Cocaine, running women. The night before he died at the Lorraine Motel, slept with 2 women that night and beat up another one. I mean, he was a wild man. He wasn't a good person, and his message to black people was trash. Walking around in his I Have a Dream speech saying 5 times in the speech, we were not free. Well, we've just talked about our freedom is an able right given us by God. He talked about, 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro is still not free. I was born free. Telling me I got to go to government for my freedom. You don't go to government for your freedom. You deny government to come take it from you. That's why you have the Second Amendment. Yeah. You don't give me my freedom. So if the government walks up to me and says, Vince, you free, I'm like, hell, I know. And what?
Yeah.
And? You can give me my freedom. I've always had it. Yeah. And I say, you want to Vince, that card there's yours. I know.
So it wasn't the Civil Rights Act that got you free?
No, I was born free. And they want us to still believe that we were freed by the Civil Rights Act. Even at the end of the speech, what did he say? On some certain day, you'll be free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. I'm already free, Doc. Thank you. Then he walked around and said, when will we be satisfied? We will never be satisfied, not until righteousness rolls down like water, and justice rolls down like water, and righteousness like a mighty stream, right? That's a fancy way of saying never.
Yeah.
That's Trotsky. Never satisfied, continuous revolution. 60 years later.
Still doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing.
Wow.
Never satisfied. What did our Bible tells us, y'all? Jesus said, my peace I leave with you. I'll give you peace that transcends all understanding. Yeah. Even when he said, I'm dreaming about a day that I won't be judged by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. Why couldn't he leave the color of my skin out? Because all your life, it makes you think there's something wrong with the color of your skin. Yeah. And I say, okay, here it is. I'm not going to walk around apologizing for being black. If you got a problem with me being black, that's your problem.
Amen.
If I love you, you don't have to love me.
Yep.
But I was told by God I got to love you, and I do. And if you got a problem with me being black, that's your problem. But underestimate me at your peril.
Yep.
I'm not going to beg for your acceptance.
Nope.
I'm going to work for everything I get. And me walking around here thinking something's wrong with the color of my skin, you only have to apologize for something that you're ashamed of, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So when you say, I want to be judged by the content of my character, let me tell you something, player. You will be judged by the content of your character. It is unavoidable. That's the big lie.
Yep.
You will never judge by the color of your skin. You will always judge by your character. Even when you look at Martin Luther King Jr., Ivy League education, Nobel Prize, Time Magazine Man of the Year, had a Cadillac and a Rolex watch, married a beautiful woman, never poor a day in his life, went to private schools his whole life. His dad is sending him to an Ivy League school. What is he complaining about?
Yeah.
He felt some type of way because some white folks didn't like him.
Yeah.
What was Jesus Christ saying about that? You're not supposed to be worried about man, son. Am I satisfied with you? Because we all know our Bible. If you go to please man, what are you doing? You're setting a trap.
Yep.
It's a snare.
Yep.
That's why black people at the bottom of every socioeconomic statistic in America right now, we're still going out there trying to please man. At the end of the Iron Triangle, I write in the last chapter, short chapter, it's epilogue. My dad tells me this story about my great-grandfather. His name was Abbey Bond. And we called him Big Daddy. Big Daddy had 14 children, had his own property. He was something. I knew him when he was old, but he was something. My mother always told me that Big Daddy didn't play and everybody respected him. And I saw that. I knew him, and I was a big boy when he died. I was about 15, 16 years old. But my dad tells me this story. He said that it was 1965, the Civil Rights Act had passed. So they took down whites-only signs, black-only signs. And he took Big Daddy to the bus station to catch a bus. Big Daddy lived in the segregated South his whole life, so he automatically went to the colored side. It was just automatic for him. And my father stood on the white side and said, Mr. Ivy, that's his name, Ivy Bond, you ain't got to sit on the colored side no more. You can come on the white side if you want to. Daddy said that proudly. And he said, the Big Daddy looked over and said, so now? He said, yes, sir. He said, I'm going to walk over there and see how the floor walks. He said, Big Daddy walked over there, walked across the floor, rocked it back and forth, walked across again, walked back and forth, and looked at Daddy and said, you don't walk no different.
Huh.
And walked over there and sat back down on the colored side.
Oh, wow.
The moral of that story was Big Daddy was saying, they've been trying to tell you for years, boy, that they had something better than you. And they don't.
Different.
You don't walk no different. Their floor ain't no better than yours.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting? To be somewhere where you ain't wanted.
Yeah.
It's against the Christian ethic. You don't use coercion. The 11 people the book of Corinthians said will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And the last one is the extortioner.
Yeah.
Who is he? The one that used threats, coercion to get what he wants. What was the civil rights movement if it wasn't extortion? It wasn't King going up changing the hearts
Yeah.
of his brothers and sisters. Like, there were a lot of good white folks down south. If you want to change the hearts of the bad ones, Billy Graham told King, let's do a revival together, me and you. We can change the hearts of the South. King turned him down.
Oh,
No
wow.
kidding.
King wanted to use the law. And Billy Graham was telling them, Martin, we got to change the hearts of people. Billy Graham always had those integrated revivals. We watched them growing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
My grandmama and granddad had an old black and white TV. They watched two things on it, wrestling and Billy Graham. Saturday morning, they watched the studio wrestling, right? Yeah. And then when Billy Graham was on, and I used to watch him, and it was just magical. And he would say, come.
Yep.
It'd be a stadium full of people. He said, come to Christ. And Billy Graham did not go up and march one time in Washington, didn't ask for one law to be passed and say more souls than Martin Luther King Jr. ever did. He never called people to Christ, not one time. He wanted to use the gun. I use his old, and when I make this point to black people, it always shuts them up when I told them King was not a nonviolent man. Civil rights movement was not nonviolent. There was violence everywhere they went. They went to the Highlander Folk School to learn how to do it in America. They would speak nonviolence, and then they'd have communist operatives come in and cause violence while they're talking nonviolence. And this is where the violence came from, burning up the cities and whatnot in the riots. So I talk about the Godfather. I'm a Godfather aficionado. And for one of the first scenes of Godfather, Michael Corleone is sitting there with Kate, Godfather Part 1. He sees big Luca Brasi sitting there talking to himself. And Kate says, Michael, who is that scary man? Michael says, a very scary man. That's Luca Brasi. He said, let me tell you a story about Luca. He said, father has a godson by the name of Johnny Fontaine. Johnny is a singer, and he had a contract with his band leader. Johnny wanted to get out of the contract to be a movie star. The band leader said no. So he asked my father to fix it. He said my father went to the band leader, offered him $10,000 to let Johnny out of the contract. The band leader said no. My father said he'll be back. But this time my daddy came back with Luca Brasi, and he got Johnny out of the contract for a certified check for $1,000. She said, well, Mike, how did he do that? As the Luca Brasi put a gun to the man's head and said that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract. True story. I said, now, was Vito Corleone a violent man for using violence? Luca Brasi's violence of a third party to get what he wanted.
Yeah.
Everybody says yes. That's okay. Martin Luther King Jr. wants to eat a hamburger at a lunch counter. White man says no. Martin Luther King Jr. said, I'll be back. And this time he gets the law passed and he brings the federal government. Federal government puts a gun to the guy's head. It says either Martin Luther King Jr. or your brains is going to be eating a hamburger on this counter. Was Martin Luther King Jr. a violent man for using the gun to get what he wanted? People have to say, yeah. I said, he used violence.
Yeah.
Because the Christian way, the Jesus Christ way, changed the hearts.
Yep.
He never used Rome, and he never told his disciples, go march, go beg Caesar to get what you want. Go in those streets, change these people's hearts, change their minds. And that's how we change the world. The reason why we still all have all this racial animosity right now in America, because we try to use the law.
Yes.
It is the job of the church to do it.
Yes.
And it's our job to go out there and talk to one another and stop going to the law like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. All they do is march and complain and tell the black community that they're owed something from America, where Did you know that before 1950, black people even called themselves African Americans? They called themselves Americans.
Right. Yeah.
They bought this whole civil rights movement bought the class system and the racial division into America. You look at the arts and the movies and the songs before the civil rights movement, and black people talking about going to war and fighting for war and we're Americans. And it wasn't the white man is keeping me. It wasn't any of that.
Right.
It was a whole different mindset about who we were. And between 1940 and 1960, the black community had the greatest reduction in poverty in the history of the world.
Wow.
From 80% to 30% in 20 years.
Jeez.
The black family was intact. We had 80% of our children been born to two-parent families. Nobody was going to prison and jail.
Yeah.
There wasn't any drug abuse, AIDS, and all. Then the civil rights movement came in and told us we were victims. And the Marxists had need of us.
Right.
And Martin Luther King Jr., the civil rights movement turned it over to them. So when I go into the black community and make this argument, they get it. There are going to be some of the old folks that are going to try to make, but the young people, they get it.
Yeah.
And this is why me doing this has had such an impact. I can do math. And I knew that Trump lost that last election by about 40-some thousand votes in 7 states.
Yes.
Mostly in the city. And if we could change just a few thousand votes in the inner city, he becomes president again. And we did it.
Yes.
We changed Milwaukee. We changed Detroit. We changed Atlanta. We changed Charlotte. We went into those inner cities. We changed Philadelphia. And I watched my numbers, and I knew whether people were watching, and that's where they were watching. They were watching in these inner cities, and people were sharing, and people were talking, and people said to me comments saying, Vince, you've changed my life. You've changed my mind. I didn't know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when we watched that night, I was down in Fort Lauderdale with Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
And y'all should have been there. It was like 20,000 people. He had...
Maybe one day.
Boy, he had a VIP section. It's $25,000, super VIP to get up in there. And so, but since I was there as his guest, I was up in there. I was on the stage with Candace Owens and Dave Smith. It was hot up there, man, because it's in Fort Lauderdale, right? But I was up there till 3 a.m. I told Patrick when I got on stage, he said, Vince, what do you think will happen tonight? I said, guarantee Trump wins. He said, guarantee. I said, guarantee, 100%. He said, what makes you think so? I said, I see what's going on in the inner cities.
Yeah.
Black people don't like this illegal immigration.
Yes.
They don't like the fact that their schools are terrible. They don't like the fact that there's LGBTQ stuff is in their schools. And these black men, more than anybody, is coming out for Donald Trump. Watch what I tell you. And at the end of the day, that's what happened.
Yes.
So what we're doing is working. We're shaming men. Again, when I sit down and talk to him, and he tell me he's a Democrat, I say, oh, well, man, you must be gay. Well, I ain't gay. Well, why you voting for gay marriage, bro? Why are you voting for a party that's going to castrate your son and have him walking around in high heels and with pink panties on? Well, man, you know as a man, like, don't be playing with me. I've been living a long time. Straight man ain't going to be going for no crap like that. Bro, you gay, you tell up on yourself. And I'm going to tell you, any man that votes for the Democratic Party is gay. And that shames him.
Sure.
I saw Clay Travis say that today. Name me the most masculine Democrat that's there now. Who would it be?
Yeah.
Don't have any. I was talking about Kamala Harris's husband.
Great point example, yeah.
Yeah, man, I say every time I see him, I want to beat the hell out of him.
Right.
You gonna marry a woman, won't take his name,
Yeah.
won't take his religion, can't or won't have many children, but gonna spend all his money. Cause that ain't gonna work for me, player. You gonna spend my money, you gonna take my name, and you go to the synagogue with me, okay? And I don't wanna hear no more about it. You ain't gonna get the checkbook, not even take
And they propped him as the future man. Did you know that? They literally propped him as the guy that everybody needs to be.
Man, I look at that guy and say, boy, he makes me sick. But those are the men they like. And so what we do is we just make it binary. Again, binary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're voting for gay marriage, you're gay. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. And I'm going to tell you, player, everybody know it. And I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell the women, man, you married to a Democrat? A man? Yeah. Well, that's up. He down low. Yeah. Better look out for him now. You better get him some HIV prep. Because he out there in the streets, bro.
So do you think we can get Winsome Earl Sears over the finish line here?
Man, we're going to try. They started late. I told these And Republicans are the stupidest jokers in the
Yes.
world.
Yeah.
The Democrats are the evilest, and Republicans are the stupidest.
Yes.
I mean, you talk about can't sell $1 for 50 cents. These jokers can't sell school choice. They can't sell getting your child out of school and sexually grooming them.
Yeah.
That's how terrible they are.
Right.
So Westham started about a month ago really hitting the LGBTQ thing real hard.
Yeah.
And that's finally, right?
Yeah.
That's the low-hanging fruit. And I've told them they should also hit 9-month abortion. Not abortion, 9-month abortion. It's a 90-10 issue. We're talking, I ain't saying, don't hit a 9-month. Make her defend that.
Yeah.
Make them defend perinatal abortion where you voted against the Born Alive bill. Where if a child survives an abortion,
It's crazy.
they're supposed to get aid from the doctor. You voted to allow the child die in the closet.
Yeah.
You voted for that.
Yeah.
And I said, and so they haven't hit that one yet. But they did finally start hitting the LGBTQ thing, but they may start hitting it too late.
Yeah.
So I hope she gets over the finish line. She's closed the gap.
Very much so. Yeah.
But yeah, they're in trouble because they're bringing in the heavy hitters now.
Oh yeah.
On the other side, Trump is not very. She don't really have anybody she can call to help her here because there's no Republican very popular here inside Virginia. So I just hope that she can get it through the other side. I tell people who always try to say conservatives are racist, and say, well, explain how Winston Earl Sears is a supporter is about 90% white.
Yeah.
And she's running against a white woman that's about as white as Casper the Friendly Ghost. You can't get no whiter than this Spanish.
old white-
white man.
That's right.
The old white liberal. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
and
tired
if
of
these people were racist, Winston Earl Sears wouldn't even be in this fight.
Yes.
So you got conservatives that will vote for a black conservative. Now look at Tim Scott down in South Carolina. Look at Wesley Hunt. Look at Byron Donald.
Yeah.
You guys can't. That dog don't hunt anymore. But again, the messenger is the most important thing, and the GOP has been very terrible at sending the proper messengers down there to deliver this message. So, guys, this is what I do. I do a lot of speeches for the Young Americans Foundation. So I go on college campuses and I speak to the young people there. I do speeches for TPUSA in Blexit, and it's funny that whenever there's a real tough campus, they'll say send Vince down there because I crave it.
Yeah.
I walk up in those rooms, man, and I walk up and I look at these people. And he got all the professors and stuff, and they come, they act like they ready to jump me. And I walk up in there and say, so I hear you guys believe in white supremacy. They kind of I said, good. Show me the white man superior to me. Stand up. I promise you we're going to put that to the test.
That's an awesome way.
Yeah.
And that's all they're going to say, stand up! You know what I mean? I'm like, I said, nobody's standing. Isn't that interesting? And so I guess you guys don't believe in it too well after all, huh?
And that's supposed to be the organization that's the last administration. Remember the FBI said the white supremacy was the most dangerous out here.
Yeah, white supremacy. Man, white supremacy is like voodoo. You have to believe in it before they have any power over you.
Yeah.
You know? You walk up to a white man and say, you're superior to me. You say, I'm not superior to you. Yes, you are. What can you do with that?
Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting here telling you I'm not superior to you. And you're telling me that I am. Dude, I don't know how to help you here, okay? You can go to, hey, you go to no, hey, Trey, are you superior to this black guy? No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're like, man, I don't know how to help you, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you I'm not superior to you, and you believe it. So, and if you don't believe it, like, we old enough to remember Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
How he would, a lot of white men walked into the ring thinking they were superior to Ali, and we got knocked out.
Yeah.
It's not what he thinks. It's what you think.
That's right.
You don't try to bring him down. You pull yourself up.
Yes.
You can't control what happens to you. You can only control how you respond to it.
Yeah.
And as you tell people about this and tell them about this, and I say, this is a human element. Believe me, men have instincts and they know when they've walked up and they are dealing with a superior being. Mm-hmm. You might be as racist and anti-Asian as you want to. When you walked in front of Bruce Lee, your mind changed very quickly.
Yeah.
You knew that Bruce Lee was a guy you didn't want to mess with. Mm-hmm. And you might have these anti-Asian ideologies. When Bruce Lee walked into the room, you said, oh, okay, that's a different type of man right there.
Yeah.
And that's because we have instincts.
So speaking of that, and this is what I would like to get to, and Brian talked about knowing more about you. I can be in a room and know when a guy's much more intelligent than I am. You have mentioned Saul Zelensky. You've mentioned Trotsky. You mentioned C.S. Lewis. You mentioned your background. What is your background? You went to Memphis State, right? Who was your mentor? Where was your education from? Are you self-taught? The history, communism. I have not heard anybody talk about Martin Luther King and communism before.
I am an autodidact, man. I study myself. I found out the smartest people in the world are the ones that are self-taught.
Yes.
The only conservative that is really a blue blood is like Tucker. Sean Hannity didn't go to college. Rush didn't go to college. Candace Owens didn't go. Candace kind of going off the deep end for a moment. Charlie Kirk didn't go.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll find that these people say, I'm not going to spend my time wasting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years with their gobbledygook. I'm going to spend that time educating myself. And then they come out with this hidden knowledge that they've attained on their own. And when they go out and they do battle with these guys, just like what Steve Jobs and Bill Gates did, right? They say, guys don't know what you're doing. And they went and changed the world.
Yes.
And all these guys at Harvard and Yale and MIT, these guys in the daggum garage schooled them. Because they said, I'm not going to waste my time. What you're doing is archaic.
Yes.
We know how to do it. That's kind of what we're doing now when it comes to conservative thought. These schools, I remember when I went to the University of Memphis, man, the first time I ever saw a gay students union. I said, what the heck is that? In Brownsville, this didn't exist. But they would tell us in New York City that we're backwards, we're stupid, we don't know how to live. But we go down in these small towns and we see that there's no crime.
Yes.
People take care of one another. People. We go to our football games and we clap and we joy and we hoot and we holler, and we get along.
Yeah.
And then you go to the inner cities and they're supposed to be so much better than we are, and they fighting, they killing, and they hell raising, and we have a more simpler life. And they've tricked us into believing that success is money. And they always try to make you believe, like when you talk politics, they talk about economics all the time. The white community makes so much money than the black community, and the Asian community makes this, and the education. But we forgot about the happiness meter.
Yeah.
And growing up here, we've seen it. We've seen a guy work a job for 25 years at the foundry and retire with his wife in a small house. It's about 1,000 square feet. And they have their children and grandchildren come on the weekend and they barbecue and they watch Virginia Tech play football and go to Liberty University. And they're happy.
Yes.
And you have all these rock stars out there shooting up and on crack cocaine and blowing their brains out. And then they'll look at us and say their lives are better. That's about what measure?
Yeah, there you go.
By what measure is your life better than these good people that I know up in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia who will, during this time of the year, they'll go in their garden and they'll pick and they'll leave some corn on your doorstep. But they'll go hunting and they'll go in there, they'll kill a deer and they'll leave side of venison. So, if they see you on the side of the road pulled over, they'll come and they'll pull you out the ditch and won't charge you no money. Just good people.
Yeah.
Instead of if you have to walk to go to the store at night in the inner city, you get shot or you get raped or you get killed.
Yeah.
They've tricked us into believing, again, and our Bible tells us the love of money, not money, the love of it
Yes.
is the root of all evil. Chasing it. Put forth the kingdom of God and all of his glory and these things be added to you. Put that foundation under you first. Be a good man. Be a good woman. Learn how to live a good life. If they take everything from you, what type of man are you? Y'all saw that movie, It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes.
At the end, when he thought he was a loser, and everybody came to his aid.
Yep.
And it's one of the best movies ever because it talks about a person who lived in a small town. And he had all these grandiose ideas and he didn't make it, but then he saw, he's the luckiest man in the world. Why? I had friends. We have to get back to teaching that again and get away from this ideology, this false idol that they put in front of, this golden idol that they put in front of our children. That means you do whatever you can do or have to for the money.
Yeah.
Kill, lie, that carnal pleasure is the thing you should be after. How many women you slept with, how many jokers you shot, how much money you got. No, go back to love God, love people. Now I'm gonna leave you with this.
Yeah.
When they say, you ask Jesus Christ, what's the greatest commandment? He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Before you can love you, before that is good, you have to first love yourself.
Yes.
Because if you don't love yourself, but you love your neighbor as yourself, If you are doing drugs, you're gonna give your neighbor drugs. If you're promiscuous, you're gonna take your neighbor to a strip club.
Yep.
But if you love yourself, you're gonna say, don't do that. I'm not doing that. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Don't get yourself in trouble. You will then be the face of God. You love your neighbor as yourself because you're a good man. You love God, love yourself, love your neighbor. And we go back to that thing that my daddy taught me as a boy. Never will forget it. Reading my Bible, Cain and Abel. You read the story 1,000 times,
Oh, yeah.
right? Dad said, no, there's a hidden meaning in this, boy. What is it? I said, Cain, was mad because God didn't take his offering, and God knew what he was going to do. And God came to Cain, and Daddy said, read this. And God said, Cain, why are you angry? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And I said, whoa. If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if not, sin waits at the door to master you.
Yes.
But you must master it. And he said, if you do well, son, you'll be accepted. My daddy was left by his parents, orphaned. He was raised by his great aunt and uncle. I went back to Brownsville. They called me, the people in Brownsville said, Vince, come back home. You've done such a good work. We want to honor you and give you some speeches. So I came back. My daddy came to all the festivities, about 4 or 5 things they had for me in the area. One of the best days of my life. And everywhere I went in Brownsville, I was Ivy T's boy. They just talked about my father. Orphaned, black man, Jim Crow South, never moved out of his hometown. Everybody loves him. Why? He did well. That human element I tell y'all about, if you do well, will you not be accepted? People will respect you if you do well. These young children need to learn that again. They don't care about your race. They don't care about your gender. If you do well, you will be accepted. And so I want to leave that with your listeners and your viewers. Do well. Good men will accept you.
Thank you so much for coming on the program. Give me one last question real quick. If you could pick anybody in history, any time frame, who would you pick to spend 24 hours with, and where would you hang out with that one person?
If it wasn't Jesus Christ just sitting in my bedroom, that's who I would choose. Besides Jesus Christ, I'll tell you it'll be Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, wow.
That man had the weight of the world on his shoulders. He had decisions that he had to make that nobody but him had to make them. I mean, Lincoln's given a decision. I can end the war and save 100,000 lives, but I got to put 4 million black people back in slavery. And I got to make it tonight. Good God. What a decision.
Yeah.
The war will continue for another year, and maybe 100,000 young men are going to die. Or I can save these young men's lives, but I have to put 4 million black people back in slavery. Or I can free these black slaves, and but 100,000 young men are going to die. Lord have mercy, what am I going to do?
Wow.
And he has to sit back and make decisions like that over and over again.
Wow.
And you ask the question, what drove that boy from the cabins of Kentucky, the rail splitter, losing all the elections that he lost, things that happened to him in his life? What made you think that you could win the Republican nomination against Seward and all of these guys, right? And become president of the United States of America? I mean, you were just a one-term congressman.
Yeah.
And you decided to take on these cats in Chicago, Salmon Chase, and you beat them.
Yeah.
And then you took on the guy that beat you for Senate, Stephen Douglas, right, for presidency, and you beat him.
Yeah.
Good God, dude, what was going on in your head?
It almost makes you think it's divine, right?
It was divine. And you sat back, you just want to get into the head of a man that basically changed the world that people look at.
Wow.
And did something that was so magnificent. And we all know the story. It came in stages.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to just save the Union. He didn't care about who wants to be president during the Civil War, right? Mm-hmm. We'll handle this other stuff later, but right now let's save the Union. But he ushered the country through it.
Yeah.
It was cataclysmic. We are still suffering from it today.
Yeah.
But he did it. And the weight that was on that man's shoulders had to be Amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd sit down on one night in my living room and just sit down and have a drink with the rail splitter and just talk to him about his life and what led him from those cabins in Kentucky to where he was, knowing and how he handled the pressure that was on him. It's terrible.
Vince Everett Ellison, thank you again for joining us.
Man, it was my pleasure. It's fine. I'm glad to come in and sit with you brothers. I knew it was going to be a good time. Heck, all we needed was some Jack Daniels, man. And
That's right.
I'll bring it next time you come.
That's right.
I'll have
We would
it.
have cut loose in, huh?
Right on. Thank you so much.
Need insurance in Bedford? I'm David Honecker, your local State Farm agent. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got you covered with personalized service and great rates. Let us help you protect what matters most with the reliability and trust of State Farm. Call us today at 540-586-8194 or visit our office that is conveniently located at 1232 East Lynchburg-Salem Turnpike in Bedford, right beside the Walmart. We are your go-to State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call us today.
At Boone Tractor, we're more than just a dealership. We are your neighbors, serving Virginia and West Virginia. We offer top quality equipment and personalized service to support your farming and construction needs. With locations in Bedford, Danville, Salem, Witherville, and Lewisburg, we're always nearby, ready to lend a hand. Trust Boone Tractor, where community comes first, and your success is built on quality and integrity since 1984.
All right, folks, welcome back. What a great interview with Vince. That'll obviously be uploaded on YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube and go to at LLH_podcast and hit subscribe. You can also go to at Vince Everett Ellison Show and subscribe to Vince's show as well. Again, produced at the same studio. What a honor it is to be able to do that.
Actually did that today.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's get to the rest of the program quickly. All right, drama, Tracker's back on. News headlines.
Are we going to do this like we're going to do this like a Chris Berman's 2-minute drill?
All right, so
we drill steel.
So the producer tells us we are limited on time. That's okay.
Let's fly. Let's see how fast we can do it.
All right, so
You got
drama.
20 minutes.
Okay,
We have 20
we're on the
clips.
clock.
Can we should,
Have at it.
I was going to say dogs.
All right, here we go. Drama.
Yeah.
Tracker's back on for season 3.
Okay.
Tulsa King, you've got me hooked on that.
Got through 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'm hooked on it. And we are attending the murder mystery this weekend.
Oh,
That's my drama, yes.
one that we were supposed to advertise like every week for
Yes.
a while, and then we didn't.
So I'm going to try it, and I will let you know in further future episodes how that went. Go ahead, drama.
Tulsa King, episode 3, got one ahead of Marty, so she's mad at me because I didn't wait on her.
Oh, I'd be mad.
And then, dude, I wasted an hour and a half watching The Loneliest Whale.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why.
It was a documentary, but I thought
idiot.
I wanted to find out. It was like a whale that has a different hertz than any
You were
other
the
whale.
feminine guy that he was talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
I
know
like
what
nature. It was
yeah, but
nice.
what do you think the loneliest whale means?
It was a whale that had a different hertz of his call, and the Navy was trying to figure out why is there a sound in the ocean. Remember when the submersible
Yes.
busted?
Yeah.
And who was it that said, "Hey, we think he's dead"? It was the Navy because they listen in the ocean. Well, there was a hertz, HERZ, right? The TZ,
Yeah.
the sound wave.
Okay.
There was a frequency that is lower than any other whale frequency,
Okay.
and they figure out it's one whale that's doing this. Where is the whale?
Okay. Moving on. Lonely.
Fascinating.
Move on.
All right. News headlines.
Yeah.
ABC News. Trump prods American cattle farms to try and get prices down because of his tariffs.
Oh my gosh.
They can't make up their mind with the tariffs. I literally heard an economist yesterday say this. Listen, a lot of these tariffs haven't been enacted, so that's why we're not seeing a lot of skyrocketed prices. Later on in the conversation, he literally said that Trump's trying to bribe people with the record amount of tariff money that came in.
Oh, good grief.
All right, well, how do you do that if you haven't enacted any of it? So, NBC News, North Carolina lawmakers pass a new map that will help GOP gain a seat.
Must be cheating.
CBS News, government shutdown becomes second longest in U.S. history. Why shouldn't it say Democrat shutdown?
Yeah.
It's what you used to call it under Republican reign.
So on every time I'm going on one of those TikToks or comments on X or whatever
Yes.
is we need to come up with this phrase: lift the filibuster. The filibuster is what's keeping it from being passed.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Yes.
Who's doing the filibuster?
Well, the Democrats.
That's all you got to say.
Yes. Moving on. Sports.
It's time for sports.
We got 5 minutes of sports.
Eh.
All right.
Quickest part.
College football recap.
Yeah.
Alabama, Indiana keep rolling.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tennessee and LSU took the wrong turn last week.
Yep.
This weekend's matchups, Ole Miss OK seems to be about the biggest game that I could find.
Okay.
And I'm looking for an Alabama upset this weekend. They're going to South Carolina.
You think South Carolina might get them?
It's just one of those, you know how South Carolina has one of those games.
Yeah.
And it's hard to play in that place.
Let me ask you this, talking about college football. Mm-hmm. All right. There's always that game at the beginning of the season that you realize was an outlier, but it took forever for us to figure that out.
Yes.
FSU beating Alabama, it took us 4 weeks to realize FSU really sucks. And Alabama's really good.
Yeah.
But that one game
How did it
threw it all off. I know.
That's crazy.
But every year there's like one of those early in the season you realize that was not right.
Yeah. NASCAR.
Yeah.
Martinsville weekend is this weekend.
It's this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
going to be
Yeah.
a balming 59 degrees. So,
But it's the final chase
yes,
before the
championship, Phoenix. So you
Yeah.
have what, 2 races left?
So 2 drivers are
Yes.
6 drivers have to figure out which are the 2 are going to make it because Briscoe and Hamlin are in.
So the biggest question is who's pointing their way in and who's winning their way in.
I think Kyle Larson's going to do both.
Okay,
I think Kyle Larson's going to win this weekend, and that leaves Chris Bell.
I see William Byron winning this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, then he would get in and Kyle Larson. I'm hoping it's Byron and Larson.
It'd be nice.
Chris Bell is so vanilla.
I know.
He's a lib.
All right, NFL.
Yeah.
No real big news there. I don't know why I put big news, but no real big news with the NFL that I know of.
Let's get to have at it.
Yep.
Is that next?
Nope. What's
Oh.
happening?
It's time for news.
All right. No King's Day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw some of the stupidity of No King's Day.
The dumbest thing in the world.
All right. Well, this is a really good example of what No King's Day was like. Cut 1.
So what brings you out today?
No King's Day.
And why specifically are you out supporting No King's Day?
I think protest is important.
Why are you protesting?
How much time do you have?
Trip, these aren't
Couple
hard
minutes.
questions.
Yeah, no.
And what's the main reason you're out here protesting President
I
Trump?
don't agree with a lot of the decisions that are being made.
Is there any decision in particular you disagree with?
Okay, so I would start with,
I mean, she went out on a Saturday to do this.
well,
Yeah.
You have to be this mad that you know why.
I don't even think it's appropriate for me to have this interview.
I mean, you can't teach stupid, but apparently you can.
I love when they go up to those other TikToks and somebody goes, "Hey, he was elected.
Yeah.
Your side didn't elect their
Correct.
candidate. They just picked their candidate.
That's right.
Which one's the king?" Yep.
All right. Trump can't even build a ballroom without them being upset. Like, I'm so done with the hate.
Yeah.
Like, what could you hate about him building a ballroom with his own money?
Who's paying for it? Yeah.
Oh, he's using it for influence.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's crazy.
Have you ever heard of any president building anything at the White House?
Of course, they all have.
Right. And
I had no idea Barack Obama built a basketball court.
oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
But he can't
I
build
was
a ballroom.
outraged that I went downtown and started chanting
No
"No
king."
Kings," which remember they wanted him to be a king.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump's getting closer. I'm telling you, I think we're very close on a Russia-Ukraine deal.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
I hope so.
Very much so. Did you see the interview with 60 Minutes with Leslie and Witkoff and Jared Kushner? Go watch it. It's worth a watch. First of all, shame on 60 Minutes for even, dude. They started it, literally started it with, both of you have a vested interest in your businesses off of this peace deal.
Yeah.
And both of them just humiliated her.
Yeah.
And Kushner's like, you have absolutely, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but he's basically like, you're making innuendos and have no proof of nothing.
Yeah.
What we did do is this. And I'm just like, man, they look so silly.
Yeah.
Here's the silly part, which is fun to me.
Truth and liars.
Watching, like Vince being on, you picked up on it very quickly. There's an educated person that didn't get indoctrinated, right? And you watch Leslie Stahl. She can't even trip them up because they're well-educated people that she just, it's angering her that she can't get her point across.
Yeah. Oh, come on. We're 60 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway. All right. My post of the week this week.
I forgot about this.
Is actually by a genius, not an idiot. It was awesome. It was literally a Facebook post that said, if these people that are at No King's rally are starting a civil war, we're in good shape. And I'm like, yeah.
Dude, who was at, just describe, if you had 3 adjectives to describe who went to these No Kings rally, what did they look like?
Old, white, liberals.
That's exactly what it was.
Just, it's awful.
Yep.
All right. So my win-win-win is not Trump. It's not a Republican. It is one of my favorite comedians, Shane Gillis, talking about Republicans.
I was wondering what it was when I saw
So I love this. Cut 2.
You might not be Republican right now. You might be young and cool and liberal. You probably think you're safe, dude. You're not. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You think your dad wanted to be Republican? You think he got out of high school and he was like, all right, now it's time to be a prick about everything. No, dude, it takes time. Like, I'm not a Republican right now, but I can feel it. It grows. I gotta fight it every day like a fucking werewolf. I'll just be watching TV out of nowhere. Just, why are black guys in every commercial?
This is great.
Mermaids are white. I'm 35. That's important to me. They are white. And I'm not joking on that one.
All right, that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was my win-win-win. All right.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to have at it.
Do you want my post of the week?
Oh, yeah.
If
Sorry.
Joe Biden had posted some AI slop of himself wearing a crown and bombing Americans with poo, I feel like it would be a pretty big news story. They're so mad that Trump trolls them.
Oh, yes.
He gets them every single time. Why do you try to take him down? He's going to one-up you every time.
The proof is in the pudding. If you want to see how bad they are on social media, they try so hard to be able to work social media to their favor, and they keep failing at it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they don't know how to use it. Now they're Spanberger's running a commercial where it's a lady on TikTok. That's the commercial. Well, you can't run a commercial of a fake TikTok and make it sound like that you're cool on social media. We look at that stuff and go, you're an idiot. You're trying to look cool, and you're even doing stupid. It's awful. Like, they don't get that social media is organic, right?
Yeah.
It's just what we see.
It's an algorithm that you're attracted to
pretend.
that becomes,
and that's what they can't stand. So anyway, moving on to our Mount Rushmore. This is Emma's favorite part because we're doing...
we can't rush it.
All right, I'm not going to rush it. We've got 2 minutes.
Go as fast as you can.
No, Mount Rushmore of dog breeds.
Okay.
This was Trent's idea.
Well, I was just trying to come up with something that wasn't political because
No,
Chris is criticizing everything we do.
Yeah, well, he's fresh off suspension. Let's not get back on it. Our Mount Rushmore of dog breeds.
Yours cracked me up.
Okay, so my first is a Corgi. My second is a Jack Russell.
Don't explain why until you have to go through the whole list.
Okay. And then I go to a black lab. Not just any lab, but it's got to be a black lab. What? It can't be just a lab. There are differences.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nobody's arguing with you.
And then a Mastiff.
That's the one how did you cut Mastiff? I've never seen you with any big dog.
I know.
love a
And
Mastiff.
then the last one.
You're always these little tiny ones.
Oh, St. Bernard? Dude, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing better than a St. Bernard with a barrel around its neck.
Bringing you a little booze.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't you remember the cartoons back in the
Yeah,
day?
they always saved you from an avalanche.
Absolutely.
They have one at the Bedford shelter right now. You can go get.
Oh, that's awesome. So those are my dogs.
Of course, she would know what's available at the Bedford
His
shelter.
name's Bruno.
So the reason the first two is I do own a Corgi / Jack Russell.
So you just like them both, so you mixed them.
Yeah.
That's what Sam and Scoots are, right?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had Sam, he passed away, and you got Scoots.
Yes.
Scoots is a Corgi Jack Russell mix, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what he just said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Jeez Louise.
Don't be messing around with my Mastiff.
You want okay? So Lax, our loyal listener,
Yes.
his number one is a Siberian Husky.
That's because he had them.
Don't those things bite? Aren't they
No,
mean?
No, they're
he had
just-
beautiful.
They're just loud.
Kind of retarded too, with
No,
the blue
they're-
eyes.
No, they just talk
China
a lot.
Blue. China Blue was his name of his dog.
Number 2 is a Beagle. 3 is Australian Shepherd, and 4 is German Shepherd. That's like a lot of hair
Yeah.
It is.
flying around.
Yeah.
That has an impact on my
Oh
list.
God. here
St.
we go.
Bernards shed like crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, my
crazy.
bad.
All right, Emma,
Number 1, Black Lab, specifically.
Yeah.
Golden Retriever.
what do y'all have against Yellow Labs?
I have a Black Lab.
Okay.
They're pretty.
What was number 2?
Golden Retriever.
They're really
Because I
nice.
have one.
That's a lot of hair.
Dachshund.
Fur.
Oh my God.
I had one.
Dachshund?
Dachshund? I had one.
Yeah.
And then a GSP.
I don't even know what that is.
German
I
short
thought that was
hair.
Global
I thought that was a
positioning
UFC.
system.
I thought that was a UFC fighter.
No,
Here we go.
German short-haired pointer.
Oh,
They're hunt
okay.
dogs.
Oh, yeah, those are
those are
badass.
cool.
They're so cute.
I didn't know what that was.
I
Yeah.
want one.
Okay.
And then Bernese Mountain Dog.
A Bernese Mountain Dog. Aren't they giant?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's looked them up before, apparently.
No. They're so cute.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Okay, Trent. We're
Okay.
ready.
So mine is based on the
wait.
dogs that have loved me. So Maggie, Maggie is number 1.
So he only has
So,
one.
like, one ever.
I keep dogs till they die, so there's not many.
Doesn't mean it loves you. Sorry.
Maggie was a Labradoodle.
all of his dogs have
She was
committed
like
suicide.
smart like a person. Like she might be smarter than one of my kids.
All right, so
actually
you went with Poodle?
That's
Labradoodle.
actually, that's
Labradoodle.
actually surprising because, like,
know,
David's is like an idiot. Doodles are idiots usually.
This one was like
No,
intelligent.
Maggie was extremely intelligent.
She's
She
smart.
must have had more lab in her.
No, she chose that for an owner.
And then my second favorite was Gator. You're an idiot.
Oh, I loved Gator.
Gator was
a
awesome.
hound dog.
He was a beagle. He was pure
beagle,
blood.
yeah.
He wasn't. Yeah, he was
Oh
pure
my
blood.
gosh, those things howl.
He was awesome. Sometimes, yes, that's why I moved into number 2. But man, because he chased a rabbit, and there was nothing better in life than taking your dog and jumping a rabbit, and it run the rabbit clear around a mountain ridge.
Yeah.
But rabbits always circle. I didn't know any of this until I had a beagle.
That's nice.
But rabbits always circle, and so all you got to do is stand right there, and the rabbit will come right by, and you shoot it. And Gator would be all happy. And Benny was my third favorite. He was a miniature dachshund. So Ginger is kind of a tie because Ginger's my new dog, and she's a miniature dachshund.
Do you take them hunting?
I don't take dachshunds hunting. They do. They will go into a groundhog hole.
Yeah.
They're bred to go into holes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Emma, you know, we just had this man on that talked about masculinity and stuff, right?
If you go hunting with your little dog.
No.
but it's
You
your
know
dog.
what pictures I get from Trent throughout the week?
Of his dog?
Yeah, his dog laying on his chest.
She's so cute. She's cuddly. She just loves you.
This is what I get.
Well,
She's cuddly.
I guess I got to say Val because he's all right in our house, and Marty will get mad if I don't say Val. But there's
No.
2 dogs that
No
I'd
Val.
like to have, and I don't know what the difference between them is: an Australian Shepherd and a Border Collie.
Okay.
Which one chases the sheep?
Border Collie.
Border.
Okay,
Border
that's the one I
collies
want.
Or
Which one? I thought it was the
They have-
Australian Shepherd chases sheep.
no. Border collies have tails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. That dog is just so smart.
Yes.
But they're so furry. I don't like fur hanging around the.
Caitlin's actually doesn't shed that bad.
I just don't like
Yeah.
hair.
These are the prettier ones. Like,
I
more
can't
aesthetically
do the
pleasing.
blue eye and one brown eye. I can't do that.
Yeah, that kind of freaks me out.
My dachshund has 2 blue eyes though. Well, it's blue brown. So that's my list.
Okay. All right, moving on to
Yeah,
Wait, what kind of dog is Val?
Val's a poodle.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah,
Like small, big?
small poodle.
Scary.
All right.
Yeah. I
Moving
mean, he's
on.
not like a teacup, tiny poodle.
Pull up a Mastiff.
Dude, I would never picture you with a Mastiff.
Dude,
What in the
they
hell?
drool so much. I dog sit for people. Oh,
I mean, their
so
heads are
cute.
this big.
Yeah.
And they drool
No,
like.
St. Bernards.
Ugh.
No, Mastiff is.
One has 2 of them. Ugh, they shed so
I can see you
much.
with the big collar that's got the spikes on it.
Emma's got new equipment. Are you getting this stuff on your new equipment?
Yeah, it's over there.
Look at you. All right, moving
All right,
on.
Weight of the week.
I could see Trent having that.
Down 23.
I could see.
I lost 1, so I'm down 8.
Yeah. That's.
What are you giving me? Did you just give me a Bichon? What do they call them
I have
things?
no idea.
Did you just
Yeah.
gay me up?
Yeah.
No, you did that.
I did not.
Did you know the Bichon is Basenji is the only dog that can't bark?
That's what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I don't want a chow. That's what took the bite out of my arm.
Oh, I remember that. That purple
Those
ass
things are
orange looking thing.
mean.
Took half my arm.
Yeah.
Why would you go near that thing?
It was my roommate's.
Just because it didn't get fed one time.
I bit my roommate back. No, I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
May he rest in peace.
All right, we got no time for have at it.
Actually, Trent would know. Brian would be the bulldog.
All right, have at it.
Wait, hold on.
I just got 3 things to say.
You got 5 minutes.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
People are going to like the way this format is, and they're going to be like, y'all talk. This show's so much better when y'all
Honestly, if we could go back to an hour, it'd be funner.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to skip through this, but if you could, this is what every lib looks like, isn't it? And because you're limiting me to 5 minutes, I'm going to need your full focus because every time Have At It starts,
I know.
you
He's
decide-
always on
wanted
his
to know
phone.
why he wasn't allowed on.
I told you yesterday to text him.
Well,
Oh
I
my
didn't.
gosh.
Okay, look at that, Brian. I'm going to need your full attention.
Yeah, she's
Do I
got
need to take your
glasses.
phone?
Okay. He does this to me every week.
I know.
I do not.
Yes, you
Yes,
do.
you do.
All right. You literally do. I've got it on video.
I have
And now
my
people
phone
know.
down.
Okay, now skip to cut 11.
Good Lord.
Wait.
We're not going to play. So now those same 2 people are interviewing her, Pasaki. So whoever these 2 are, they're interviewing her. I'm not going to play everything because I don't have enough time.
Gotcha.
But guess what they're talking about in this video?
Oh, I don't know.
They're now jumping on JD Vance.
Oh, they got to tear him down.
They're tearing JD Vance. This is a year early. This
Wow.
is how scared they are of JD Vance. You know what? Let's play this one.
I think the little Manchurian candidate, JD Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like, are you
Agreed.
okay? Please
Listen to this.
blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you.
We're going to save you if you blink 4 times.
And that he's willing to do anything to get there. And that your whole iteration you just outlined, I mean, he's scarier in certain ways.
He's smarter.
In some ways. And he's young.
Yeah. And ambitious.
And ambitious. And agile in the sense that he is a chameleon who makes
Right.
himself into whatever he thinks the audience wants to hear from him.
She's
now,
describing
what's also
Barack
true,
Obama.
though, is J.D. Vance is not, he's in some ways goodish on paper if you like what he believes in. I don't know. But I don't know that he can take the whole movement with him.
No way.
I don't think so either.
Absolutely he is.
It's got no risk.
They can't
That's
stand it.
what they're terrified
He just
of.
Exactly.
is a little odd.
Make him on.
More than any. It's not.
That was my bad.
Okay, that's all right. Just pass that one. Dude, listen to this question and listen to how it backfires on him and how the guy just completely goes past George Snophilopoulos.
Oh, God.
Listen to how he asks this question about Thanksgiving coming up and food prices. He's talking to the head guy of Walmart.
Boy.
Cut 20.
And let's talk about Thanksgiving first. Food prices are up, especially turkey. So what are you doing to help customers keep the cost down?
Well, good morning, George. It's great to see you. We are really excited about what we have planned for this year at Thanksgiving, and I can't believe it's already that time of year, but this is a time of year when people are busy. They don't want to sacrifice quality, and we want to do all we can to help them celebrate the holiday any way they want, and we want to do it in a way that's very affordable with a lot of value. So I want to talk about a couple things with the Thanksgiving basket. You know, first, we started putting together this idea of having the entire basket easy to purchase, easy to assemble back in 2022. And this year, we will have the best prices on this basket we've had since the program started. We're down about 25% from last year, down about $14 for the basket, which puts us in a position where this basket is just under $4 a person when serving 10 people. So we have a great basket that has a mix of our great brands,
How in
like
the world
Butterball
could it be
turkeys. Our
less?
turkey prices, George, are all the way back to what they were in 2019 at 97 cents a pound. So we're really excited about
Turkey's actually less than when Biden was ever president.
Oh, my
All right. You got to listen to this. If you have not heard this rally, Letitia James, which, by the way, if she's going to be at a podium, she's just been found indicted, right? She's just been indicted.
Yeah.
Okay. How does she get in front of people to have a rally in the first place? So obviously this is coerced.
Paid.
But just Vince Ellison talked about this earlier about just the uneducation, right, of these people. Listen to how she talks. Cut 25.
You come for me, you gotta come to all of us.
Assa. Listen to this.
Look at her.
All of us.
Assa.
Every single one of us.
10 of you.
We're all in this together.
No, we're not. You got indicted. It's your mortgage. You lied on your application.
Yeah. Let me get to the next line.
You see, I've learned to.
That's good enough.
Okay.
Good Lord.
All right.
Oh, my Lord.
So this is what I think could have happened to her. Cut 26. Maybe it was a stroke.
The English woman
Is this the one?
Yeah.
who had a stroke and now speaks with a permanent Chinese accent.
It wasn't until I was in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, she actually said, "Are you aware of the way you're speaking?" And I said, "Oh, I sound like I have a slur." And she said, "No, you sound like you can work at a Chinese restaurant." I said, "Yeah, you look good working the local China house or something."
Sarah was an IT specialist until a severe migraine bordering on a stroke brought the syndrome on.
Crashed.
Okay, let's try reading.
You wish to know all about my grandfather.
My grandfather.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's a true story. That was a news clip. So I saw that after seeing Letitia go, Assa.
Jeez.
Oh, dude.
Pritzker.
You got to listen to this. Okay. The worst excuse ever. This guy won a poker hand. He won at poker in Vegas for $1.5 million, right? Or 1.4. Listen to him try. If Trump had won, what would he have said? Hell yeah, I won.
Yes.
Listen to this guy try to weasel out of winning $1.4 million and bring in charities that he's created. This is unbelievable. 47.
Explain a little more the circumstance of that 1.4 million. I mean, that's those are big winnings. Was this a high roller table? Were you gambling with millions and millions of dollars?
I obviously, and I've explained this, or at least we did in a statement, that I went on vacation with my wife, with some friends. I was incredibly lucky. You have to be to end up ahead, frankly, going to a casino anywhere. It was in Las Vegas, and I like to play cards, and so that I founded a
here it is
charitable poker match here in Chicago called the Chicago Poker Challenge that has raised millions.
What's that got to do with the question?
For the Holocaust Museum here.
The Holocaust Museum.
And particularly to stand up for civil rights. That's much of what the Holocaust Museum
Civil
does.
rights.
And so
the Holocaust Museum is about the civil rights.
That's all I can say about it. I had fun doing it. I encourage people to come to the state of Illinois and gamble in our casinos here. We have some really lovely places to go.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. Yes or no? Did he go to Vegas and win $1.4 million?
Yes.
So it wasn't the Chicago charity poker?
No.
Okay. So first of all, you like to play cards.
Yeah.
You and I have been in a casino.
Yeah.
You're not winning $1.4 million by going in and playing a hand of cards.
That lucky fella. He just walked in and when you went gambling at Vegas this summer. You went to roulettes.
Yes.
Did you walk away with $1.4 million?
No.
Was there any chance that you could have luckily got to $1.4 million?
No. I got lucky probably 5 times and hit on numbers that are rare.
Yeah.
Like the greens.
Yeah.
That's where I won most of my money, and I still lost $40.
What I love is right in the beginning, he does what Gavin Newsom did. He says, I've answered this before. Well, we put a press release out. It's like he goes to lie and has to correct himself. So,
all right.
Yep. End of show.
That's it. listen, again, thank you for joining us, but also thank you to Vince Everett Ellison for coming on the show. How awesome it is that we get to share a studio with such talent. And, obviously he has a wonderful following. So we thank him for taking the time out to come see us. 'Cause let's be honest, he's on Tucker, he's on Patrick Bet-David, he's on Candace Owen. I mean, he's on all of these.
He's got 90,000 followers on YouTube.
Right. And so
we have 56. We just get 10% of them to listen.
He's probably finding that out on the way home.
I know.
Wait a minute. These are the guys that launched
These
Megan
talented
Kelly's career?
SOBs need to get some more followers.
So anyway, we do appreciate him coming in.
That was incredible.
Yeah. We'll have to make it up to Kevin. We keep
forgetting him.
Yeah.
I told you to text him yesterday.
He's going fishing next week, so we'll catch him on his fishing trip.
No, he probably won't even talk to us for 2 weeks.
No,
he's going to make us pay.
Don't get
Hey,
hurt.
he left us for 6 weeks.
That's right, Kevin.
He at least warned us.
All right, quickly, Martinsville.
Thank you, Emma. That is correct.
Before we get out, Martinsville. I'll take William Byron.
Okay.
I will take Carson Hocevar, and I will take Bubba Wallace.
I'll take Kyle Larson. I agree with you, William Byron. That might be two heavies. And I'm going to go Keselowski.
Oh, wow. Good one.
Yeah.
Emma, we're good?
Yeah, peachy.
Well, you said we had 20 minutes.
Hey, is she going to pull out like she did the veteran voices where the interview will also last itself?
Yeah.
The interview should stand alone.
It's going to take a little bit of time because this computer is barely moving over here with
No, you're good.
how long. But it will all be up.
Woody, are you
tomorrow.
listening?
I don't think this program is made to record 2.5.
So we need a new program now?
No, I don't know they make that.
Oh, just to make an announcement. We are on commercials now. We're on WFXR.
WFXR, yep.
See our commercials out there. I've had
check out WXFR and their special veteran voices. Stop me if you've ever heard that before.
I haven't seen the commercial yet. I don't even know what it looks like.
Me neither. But anyway.
But I've had people tell me about it, which is cool.
End of the show. I'm hungry.
Oh, the end of the show is it's a little 3-minute motivational clip of taking responsibility because I thought that's exactly what we're going to talk about with Vince. So I thought it was cool.
All right.
Have a great week.
Yep. See you next
week. Great life is built not by revolution. A great life is built by evolution. Small and steady wins the race. What you do every day is far more important than what you do once every decade. I want you to really think about that idea. What you do every day is simply your life in miniature. And as you live every single day, so you're crafting your life. What you do over the next hours is really building your future. And if you can just get every single pocket of 24 hours right as best as we humanly can, the rest of our life is going to take care of itself. So small wins matter.
The scripture says we will eat the fruit of our words. You are planting seeds when you talk. At some point, you're going to eat that fruit. My challenge is make sure you're planting the right kind of seeds. If you want apples, you have to sow apple seeds. If you want oranges, you can't plant cactus seeds, poison ivy seeds, mushroom seeds. You're going to reap fruit from the exact seeds that you've been sowing. In other words, you can't talk negative and expect to live a positive life. You can't talk defeat and expect to have victory. You can't talk lack, not enough, can't afford it, never get ahead, and expect to have abundance. If you have a poor mouth, you're going to have a poor life. If you don't like what you're seeing, start sowing some different seeds. We may not realize it, but we're always feeding ourselves. What we watch, listen to, the people we're around, the thoughts we're dwelling on, that's feeding our inner man. If you go to lunch with people that talk bad about the boss, make fun of a coworker, put down a friend, they're feeding you gossip, feeding you jealousy, feeding you disrespect. Here's the key. Whatever you feed is going to grow. You may not like what they're feeding you. You're a nice person. But if you continue to hang around them, before long, you'll be gossiping. You'll be critical. You'll be disrespectful. Why? Because you kept feeding the wrong things. If you're always feeding negative thoughts, thinking, I'll never get well, I'll never meet the right person, you're feeding doubt, feeding mediocrity, feeding fear.
If you know exactly what you want to be, you need to spend as much time with people that are actually that already.